Mr. Stitt, you have to take your hoodie off, please.
Good morning, Mr. Aldrich.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Fantastic.
Good, good. Good to see you.
All right.
The topic was drug history.
Yeah, we should drug history. Right down there, what have you learned about your drug history, right? Drug history right here. And then what have you learned thus far?
Good morning.
You can teach her how to function.
Okay, all right, we do that.
And reasonable in whatever environment she's in. Okay. Okay. So what you're gonna do, because she doesn't have to work. That's not my question. My question is if she will have a fit. Yeah. Just have an answer. She'll work it out. She's
She brings us these things.
Yes, ma'am. So, Troy did that one time.
Well, we got it now. You gotta get
Same
the
place.
pound.
Yeah.
The joint,
and
And
now
then that
clear it
little
up.
thing,
Right.
so I don't know if it's the real.
But it used to be that actually there was a redial,
Okay.
where once you put it in like on one day, you could just go straight to the
Right.
redial. But
Right.
this is wiping it out every morning. I'm coming in and having to put the same number. I'm trying to figure out how do I get back to that redial?
That's interesting.
I'm gonna have to get me a book and study up on this.
Oh, no, we gonna figure it out.
No, he did not, but I didn't think of it. I was distraught. But no.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning. 36th District Court is now in session. I am Judge Shannon A. Holmes, and I am going to be serving as the presiding judge on today. For those of you who are not veterans, if you are not a veteran, you are going to be placed in the waiting room. Today is our Veterans Treatment Court docket. And so we are dealing with our veterans. So if you're on early this morning, and I don't see anyone who's not a veteran, we're gonna send you to a breakout room or to the waiting area. While we're working that out, I am going to have the attorneys, please place your appearance on the record. Before you do that, if you are in my courtroom, please turn on, please turn on your camera. We need to know who you are, where you are, so that we can get you to the right place if you're not in the right place. If you don't turn on your camera, I'll put you in the waiting room and I'll see you sometime today. It's probably gonna be very late in the day, but I'll see you sometime today. So there is a Toya Milton that's on.
Yes, good morning.
Ma'am. I don't know if you're in the right place. So if you're not a part of a specialty court docket, I'm gonna have you call the courtroom. That number is 313-965-2280. 313-965-2280.
She is on the docket, Judge.
She is on the docket for today,
Yes.
but not as a veteran.
She's a,
All right, so,
she's a new intake.
all right, but is she a veteran? She's not a veteran. All right, very good. So one of the attorneys will go in the breakout room with you, Miss Milton, and so just be patient. Just give me 1 second. All right, let me have the attorneys, please place your appearance on the record.
Thank you, Judge, and good morning. For the record, Jesse Reed, Vet Court, Drug Court, Defense Attorney, P 23863. Judge, I'd like to make a motion, if I may, a continuing motion that my appearance be for all my clients this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Good morning to you, and your motion is granted.
And thank you and good morning, Your Honor. Robert Fikens, P 31894, Drug Treatment Court and Veterans Treatment Court Defense Attorney. I too would make a similar motion.
All right, good morning, Mr. Fikens, and your motion is granted. Ms. Robs, our case manager this morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ebony Robs, Veterans Treatment Court Case Manager.
All right, good morning, Ms. Robs. And then Mr. Kusheri.
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Kusheri, Veterans Justice Outreach Coordinator with the Detroit VA.
Wonderful, thank you. Good morning to you. And then I saw Mr. Parker, our Veterans Mentor.
Good morning, Your
That's
Honor.
Jimmy Parker.
Yes. Good morning, Your Honor. Jimmy Parker, Veterans Treatment Court Mentor.
All right, thank you and good morning to you. With that, before we get started, are there any preliminary matters for the court's consideration?
Yes, Judge, thank you. I believe Ms. Yance has 2 intakes this morning. Ms. Milton is 1 intake, and Mr. Ogden is the 2nd intake. Judge, I would like to go into a breakout room with Ms. Milton to go over the court's order, if I may.
Yes, you may. And then is Mr. Ogden on yet?
I haven't
don't
seen
see
Mr.
him.
Ogden in the,
He's probably gonna come on at 9:45. And so let's, Ms. Wilson, if you could place Ms. Toya Milton and Attorney Reed in a breakout room, that would be great.
thank you.
Your Honor, if I may, there's also one more intake, Michael Rhodes.
Thank you.
Mr. Rhodes, he's on this morning.
Yes, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Fikens,
Yes.
will you
Judge.
be going in a breakout room with Mr. Rhodes?
Yes, I will, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Rhodes and Mr. Fikens will go to breakout room number 2. Good morning, Mr. Griffin.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right. There was an attorney that was in the waiting room for Miss Toya, and I cannot remember her last name now. Milton. I need the attorney to turn on your video, please. Thank you and good morning to you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. That's Miss
Alcindor.
Alcindor.
Mhm.
Yes, all right, very good. Good morning. Are you representing Miss Milton on this morning?
Yes.
All right, Miss Wilson, if you could send Attorney Alcindor into the breakout room where Miss Milton is located, and then our attorney can come out and come back to you have the information that you need, Miss Alcindor, for Miss Milton?
I don't have any information.
All right, you should. So I don't know who's presenting Miss Milton, but Miss Milton should have been on my 9:45 docket. Let's get her some information. We'll put Attorney Alcindor in the breakout room with Miss Milton, and then let's call over to specialty court and ask them to get the order to Ms. Alcindor so she will be equipped to talk with her client. All right, Mr. Griffin, if you are able to hear me, if you could do that for me, that would be great. Case Manager Griffin.
Yeah, what was that, Judge?
Her last name is Milton, Toya Milton. She's an intake today. She has her own attorney.
Okay.
Attorney Alcindor, who does not have my proposed order.
Okay, I'll get
They're in the breakout room. So
okay, Mr. Yancey presenting this, so I'll send her a message so I can get her information and get the contract and everything sent over to her.
all right, sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
All right, I am ready to get started with the Veterans Treatment Court docket. There is somebody, Mr. Parker, Daryl Parker, Andre Daryl Parker. You are in a dark place. And so I need you to get into some light so that I'm able to see you, okay?
Okay, is that
Oh,
better?
that is so much better.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
Are you at work, Mr. Parker?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. And I'm gonna start with your case. I have the following for you, case number Z8082731 for Andre Darrell Parker. State your full name for the record, please.
Andre Darrell Parker.
All right, Mr. Parker, how are you today?
Things is going great. It's a wonderful day today. It's been a wonderful week.
All right, tell me what's made the week wonderful.
I got to spend some good time with my grandson. So
You did?
yeah. There's just a very happy thing going on with me in my life. Makes me happy every time I got him. He's only
All
6
right,
months.
look at you.
Mhm.
All right, very good. How did you do for how are you doing for the holidays so far?
Well, I'm doing fine. I say I'm only that's why I was telling my grandson, even though he's 6 months, that this is his Christmas and not my children's. So I just been with my family. Just everything's been going very well.
All right, very good. Give me 1 second, please. Officer, if you could mute me for a second, please. Thank you.
Attorney Milton, Attorney Sunder, can you send me your email so we can send you a copy of the contract?
Yes.
Just put it in the chat and we'll get the copy of the contract over to you.
Turn me back on.
Yeah. Go for it.
All right, Mr. Parker, sorry about that. Trying to make sure we secure that funding for
It's okay.
our specialty court. So that is a priority.
It's
All
okay.
right.
I'm at work too. It's okay.
All right, very good, very good. And so, Mr. Parker, for the holidays, you've been doing well, no issues to report?
Not at all.
All right, what's been a challenge to you so far?
Well, my challenge is, I have testing. So I have to get up, I do it before work. So I have to get up an extra hour early to do that in the morning before work. So that's about it. Just less sleep, but taking care of that business.
All right, I understand it. I understand. I'm glad you're getting up, doing what you need to do or what have you. Is there anything that you need us to help you with?
No, not at the moment. Nothing at the moment. I just, slow and easy at the point right now. Mm-hmm.
All right, very good. Let me hear from Ms. Robbs. Ms. Robbs?
Thank you, Your Honor. As reported by Mr. Parker, he is in full compliance, Your Honor, with his testing. He's still working. He was promoted to phase 2 upon his last court date. So he's in full compliance and no issues to report at this time, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Mr. Kusheri?
Good morning. Thank you again, Your Honor. From a treatment perspective, Mr. Parker is entirely compliant. He continues to engage in individual and group substance use disorder programming weekly. He's attending all of his meetings. He's an active participant. He's doing great.
All right, no issues to report.
No,
wonderful. All right, Mr. Parker, Jimmy Parker.
Yes, Yana, good morning again. Mr. Parker, I'm glad that he's doing well and spending some quality time with his grandson. Those days, they come and go so fast. Before you know it, you won't have time for grandpa. So enjoy him while you can. I'm glad to hear that he's doing well. I haven't spoken to him since I think it was last week that we spoke, but he's always doing well. He's always in good spirits, and that's a good thing. So I just want to encourage Mr. Parker, just continue doing what you're doing and stay encouraged and be encouraged. Thank you, Yana.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Anything else from any of the other team members from the attorneys?
No, Judge, thank you.
All right, very good, very good. Mr. Parker, do you have any questions for the team?
No, not right now, Judge. Nothing right now. Thank you.
All right, I need you to get back to work so you can make sure my Christmas gifts are delivered on time, okay?
Okay.
I'm talking about the ones that's coming to my address.
Well,
All right, Mr. Parker.
Okay.
It's such a pleasure to see you. I want you to continue to do well. You're doing a great job. Know that we're here if you need us. Ms. Robs, what's next for Mr. Parker?
Your Honor, I know that you wanted him to be on a 2-week track to remain on a 2-week track, but is it possible, Your Honor, that we can bring him back January 4th of 2022 at 8:30 a.m. because the day to bring him back, the court will be closed.
All right, and so the court is actually closed on that date?
Well, it's a holiday, Your Honor. I think
Oh, okay, then we're gonna be closed, Ms. Ross. I'm not working. All right, very good. All right, so we'll bring Mr. Parker back on January 4th, 2022, and that will be at 8:30 a.m. Mr. Parker, I want you to continue to do well.
Oh, yes, ma'am, I will. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the holiday season. Be safe. Make sure you get to your testing. No miss testing during the holidays. No miss testing. I will not accept that as an excuse. This is for the whole courtroom. I will bring you in, and it will not be a pleasant response. You must go and test. Holidays are hard for everyone, and that's why testing is so important. And so make sure you get to your testing, and we'll see you in the new year, okay?
Okay. Thank you so
All right,
much.
take care. You're very welcome. Bye-bye now.
Thank you all.
All right. I am ready to go to Mr. McKinley. Mr. McKinley? I don't have a good view of you though, Mr. McKinley. You'll have to get into some better lighting for me. All right, that's much better. I have the following matter for Dennis McKinley, 210-567-6801. Mr. McKinley, state your full name. Uh-oh, we can't hear you. You're on mute. So I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Dennis McKinley.
All right, good morning, Mr. McKinley. How are you this morning?
I'm fine, Your Honor. Thank you for asking.
All right, very good. Are you still with the Emmanuel House working your program?
Ma'am, I left yesterday. I'm at home now. Thank you.
All right, so you're back at home. That did happen.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that last part?
I said, so you are back at home. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
All right, how are things going so far?
It's going pretty good. I was just trying to get a little rest and get acclimated and, kind of take care of my place a little bit. Everything is great. Thank you for asking.
All right. I guess I'm a little, I need somebody to help me out because I didn't know Mr. McKinley was going home. And from the looks of Miss Rod's face, she didn't know either. And so somebody help me out with what happened because he was at Emmanuel House and maybe I'm just missing a little piece, but somebody clear it up for me. Good morning.
Yeah. Your Honor, if I may, thank you. Thank you again and good morning. So Mr. McKinley, he was admitted to Emmanuel House for residential treatment on the 13th of October. He successfully completed the 60-day program yesterday. So his initial plan was to transition back into his independent dwelling because he has an apartment that he's been paying for while he's been in treatment. So all along, that was kind of the initial plan. Yesterday, when I conferenced with Emmanuel House, I was under the impression that he might stay an additional 30 days. So I know that the treatment team was talking to him, kind of discussing some options, inviting him to stay. However, having said that, he did complete the 60-day program and he has successfully completed that treatment. So he has transitioned back into his dwelling.
All right, very good. And so, Mr. Kashiri, were there steps taken to make sure that the environment that he transitioned back to, that it is conducive for him to stay on track with his treatment and with working his program and being in recovery?
Yes, Your Honor. So he has, after Caroline with the VA hospital, he has an appointment scheduled on his birthday, which is 2 days, Thursday. So he will be following up with outpatient for mental health and for substance use disorder programming at the VA outpatient, and he will be testing in the community as well.
All right, very good. And so he's all set up, it sounds like, to win. He's in a good place. All right, very good, very good. And so, Mr. Kusheri, is there anything that you need the court to do in order to keep Mr. McKinley on track with this new transition right in the middle of a holiday?
I would like to hear from Mr. McKinley to hear if there's anything that he can suggest that we could be doing to help ensure his success.
Okay, Mr. McKinley?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, myself personally, I'm with a pretty good team. I'm gonna stay connected with the Emmanuel House in terms of the classes and the information that they're relating to me. I'm gonna stay connected with that, and I've met some pretty good team members over there in regards to how you work the 12-step program.
All right, and do I have your commitment to follow up with the aftercare that Mr. Kusheri talked about that's going to be offered at the VA?
That's affirmative. I'm looking forward to that care. I'm looking forward to it wholeheartedly.
All right, that's what I need to hear. Are you living in the home on your own, or do you have other people living with you?
No, ma'am. I'm living in the apartment just by myself at this point.
All right, very good. And you know, you have to be very protective about who you allow in your space and all of those things, right?
That's affirmative. You have to do that in any circumstance. Yes, that's affirmative.
There you go.
Sure. Thank you.
But especially when you're trying to be in recovery or you're working to be in recovery, you have to really make sure that you limit access, especially when you know that there are people that are not doing what you're attempting to do, right?
That's affirmative. Thank you.
All right, very good. Let me hear from Ms. Robs. Ms. Robs?
Thank you, Your Honor. Me and Mr. Kusheri, we did talk yesterday, so we were under the same assumption. I'm grateful that Mr. Kusheri cleared that up with regard to Mr. McKinley. I will say, Your Honor, he has been in compliance the entire time that he was at Emmanuel House. I do plan on having a talk with Mr. McKinley to get him set up for the testing. And with Mr. Kusheri to see what we can do, considering that he just got out of treatment, what options will be available for him at Emmanuel House, and so be connected with them. I do plan on meeting with Mr. Kusheri as well to discuss his transition plan, as well as his, continuum care plan for him being in the community at this time. Outside of that, Your Honor, he appears to be doing well, and I plan on following up with Mr. McKinley on today.
All right, very good. Thank you, Ms. Robs. Anything from any of the other team members as to Mr. McKinley?
No, Judge, thank you.
All right, very good. Mr. McKinley, do you have any questions for the team?
Well, I don't have a question. I'd like to thank the 36th district staff and the family there. I'd like to thank Ms. Rob and yourself and the other staff members. And no questions at this moment. Thank you.
All right, Mr. McKinley. We are all rooting for you. Just know that the holidays can be tough in and of themselves, but we are here. We have equipped you with resources to help you through the VA. And I just encourage you, if you need help, reach out, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, very good. And so, Ms. Robs, what do you have next for coming up next for Mr. McKinley?
Your Honor, Mr. McKinley will be returning for a scheduled court hearing December 28th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m.
All right, very good. And it'll be by way of Zoom, Mr. McKinley.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, wonderful. With that, before you leave, I need everyone in the courtroom to join me in thanking Mr. McKinley for his service. Thank you, Mr. McKinley. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. We certainly do. All right. Take care, Mr. McKinley.
Thank you. Y'all have a great holiday. Thank you.
You do the same. Thank you, sir. All right. Yes, ma'am. Oh, wait, Mr. McKinley, don't leave. They're not allowing us to schedule the 28th. So, Ms. Robs, what I'll have you do on the 28th, since you all will be here, let's do a face-to-face, and then give me his next court date. 2 weeks out from the 28th, what would it be?
2 weeks out, Your Honor, from the 28th, it would be January 11th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m.
You want that date? You know, that's her jury trial date.
Yeah, I still have to do my, 8:30. Yes, ma'am. All right, so January 11th it is. Did you get that, Mr. McKinley?
Yes, that's January 11th, that's face-to-face?
No. You're gonna talk with Ms. Robs. She'll call you on your date for your face-to-face. Your next court hearing will be on January 11th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. Okay?
Thank you.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. That date is blocked?
Yes, ma'am. See,
Why? Because of the jury trial?
it could be. It could be.
They can't block my veterans treatment court day.
They blocked that date. I tried to put it in, they won't let me.
Let's go the week before. Would that be the 4th?
Yes, Your Honor, January 4th, 2022.
Let's put him on the 4th. And then can you call Mr. Nathan and tell him they cannot block my date? I have all this work and I'm gonna do as much as I can, and what I can't do won't get done. But they cannot block my veterans treatment court date. It is on Tuesdays and they cannot block it. All right, we'll do January 4th.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. All right, we got you squared away. Thank you. Mr. McKinley, you can leave now. Thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You too. Thank you. So yeah, can you give Mr. Navin a call on that for me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Let's see. Mr. Rhodes is an intake, so I want him to sit and observe. Where is Mr. Stitt? Good morning, Mr. Stitt. Uh-oh, I'm not able to hear you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Judge Holmes, can you hear me now?
Good morning. I can hear you now. Yes, sir. How are you this morning, Mr. Stitt?
I'm doing fine, Your Honor. I'm doing great.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Let me place your case number on the record. I have case number 0537452. State your full name for me.
Willis Allen Stitt.
All right, Mr. Stitt. Are you back on track?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I'm back on track.
All right, tell me what you're doing to stay on track.
Not letting anybody stay with me, staying away from parties, staying away from everything, just keeping busy at the job.
All right, and at some point, Ms. Robbs, before he leaves us, we have to get him involved in some pro-social activities. Because what we don't want is for people to come to the program, Mr. Stitt, and they cut off and they don't do anything. And now we don't know what they're gonna do once they leave us. We don't know that, right? So we want to teach you how to engage in some pro-social activities so that when you leave us, you can still go out and have a good time and maintain sobriety. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
So we'll work on that. With Ms. Rods, we'll work on it. Wonderful. Have you been showing up for your treatment?
I'm getting ready to start the treatment, Your Honor. But my regular testing, I've been on time. Yes, ma'am.
Wait a minute, you're getting ready to start your treatment. All right, we're gonna talk about that. I'll get that information from Mr. Kusheri and Ms. Ross. But you've been showing up for your testing?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
All right, with no issues?
No issues.
Very good. How are you doing during the holidays, Mr. Stitt? I know the holidays can be tough. How are you doing?
I really don't celebrate any holidays. I really don't.
Okay.
I'm a single man.
All right. So that means you're doing well, right?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes. Yes.
All right. Very good. Very good. All right, Mr. Stitt, is there anything that you need us to help you with?
I do have the information on this community service and these classes. I'm gonna jump right on it. I'm gonna jump right on it and get this thing started. I talked to Dr. Alexander. We're gonna speak again, and he's gonna give me a little bit more information, and then everything's gonna get rolling for me.
All right, look at you. Do it, Mr. Stitt. Get it done.
Yes.
All right. Very good. Did you have any questions for us today?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Parker, how's Mr. Stitt doing?
He's doing well, Your Honor. We keep in touch. If I don't call him, he'll call me, and I'm not able to see his face while we're talking, but he sounds great. Sounds like he's in good spirits, and even when he's a little disappointed, he still sounds great. I just want to encourage him to, to just, as you've already stated, stick with the program, and it'll be over before you know it. And you can always call me if anything comes up.
Yes.
Be encouraged, and I'm glad everything's going well on the job, and I wish you a great. Well, you say you don't celebrate the holidays, so I wish each day be a good day for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Parker.
Right.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right, I'm gonna go to Mr. Kashiri. Tell me what's going on with Mr. Stitt.
Thank you again, Your Honor. Mr. Stitt is doing well from a treatment perspective. He's entirely compliant. So he completed outpatient substance use disorder programming 2 weeks ago. That was a 12-month program that involved individual and group weekly work. Since that time, he has been aligned with mental health for outpatient. So he was seen on the 7th of December and offered services, and he was assigned a team so he can continue to follow with them for outpatient services in the mental health clinic at the VA.
All right, very good. And so there's nothing you need the court to do to keep Mr. Stitt on track? Sounds like he's doing it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good, very good. All right, Ms. Robs.
Thank you, Your Honor. As per reported, Mr. Stitt is in compliance. He's in compliance with his testing. He did receive the referrals, Your Honor, for the marijuana insight course for him to take. And outside of that, Your Honor, he's doing well, still working and remains in compliance.
All right, very good. I need him to get that marijuana insight done as quickly as possible. I was hoping he would have it done before he came back, but I did not. I don't think I stated that on the record. So Mr. Stitt, when you come back to see me, you need to have that marijuana insight class completed, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
All right, very good. Very good. All right, if nothing else from any of the other team members, anything for Mr. Stitt?
Judge, I would just let Mr. Stitt know that we're proud of what he's doing. Keep up the good work and be safe during the holidays, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
All right, very good. Let's go to Ms. Robs for a return to court date.
Yes, Your Honor. Would I be able to do a face-to-face, Your Honor, on December 28th, 2021, and then give a return to court date for January 4th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m.?
Yes, ma'am, that works for me. All right, very good. So you'll do a face-to-face, Mr. Stitt, with Ms. Robs on December 28th. She'll call you, and then I'll see you on January 4th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m., okay?
Yes, Your Honor. December the 28th, face-to-face, and then Zoom on January the 4th with you, Your Honor.
At 8:30, yes, sir.
At 8:30 a.m.
Yes,
Your
sir.
Honor.
All right. Before Mr. Stitt leaves us, I need everyone to join me in thanking Mr. Stitt for his service to this country in the United States Army. Thank you, Mr. Stitt. We appreciate you. Thank you, thank you.
I
All
appreciate
right.
you too.
All right,
appreciate
be
you.
safe. Take good
Yes,
care
I'll
of
be
yourself. Make sure you get to that testing, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
And get
Yes.
that class done for me.
Yes, I will. Yes,
All
I
right,
will.
thank you. All
Thank
right.
you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
I am ready on, let me see, I have the provider on Mr. Henderson, And so, give me 1 second. I didn't see him in my lineup. Judge Henderson, he's on there. I mean, just in the order of people, but since he has a provider with him, I'm gonna do Mr. Henderson. All right, and who has Mr. Henderson's case? Ms. Robbs?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, is this his second review with us?
No, Mr. Henderson's been in a program, Your Honor, since October 26, 2021.
All right, I need Mr. Henderson's file. Give me 1 second, let me just get something else to. All right, I am ready on the following cases, SP 1104886, counts 1 and 3. Also, I have case number U5984321. Mr. Henderson, state your full name for me, please.
Hello.
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
How are you today?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm hanging in here.
You're hanging in there?
Yes.
Who do you have with you today?
I got Mr. Tally Reed.
You have Mr. Tally. Good morning, Mr. Tally.
Good morning, Judge Holmes. How are you?
I am well, thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you also, and happy holidays to you.
Same to you. Same to you. How are things going, Mr. Henderson?
Well, things are going really well. I've learned a lot from the program, and I feel like, I need to be, I would love to be reunited, with my family, get my apartment and my job reinstated. And I know now that if I don't pick up alcohol, I can, be a productive citizen in life. And the things that they taught me are very, very, very helpful.
All right, very good. Are they treating you well?
Yeah.
They are?
Well, they treat me as well as they can.
Well, let me ask differently. Are you treating them well?
Yes, I am. I'm doing my details, and I'm getting along with everybody. Yeah.
You getting along with everybody, Mr. Henderson?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
I love to hear it. I love to hear it.
Yeah.
All right. Let me hear from Miss Robbs. Give me some details as to where we are on Mr. Henderson and where we're going.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Henderson, as per reported, he's still at Elmhurst Homes. I did receive some information from Mr. Talley in regards to Mr. Henderson and what they're doing in conjunction with the VA and his mentor, Mr. Scott, as well as his case manager from within the VA. They are working on some things in regards to housing and employment, and trying to get him in a stable situation prior to discharge. I do know that he does have a housing voucher that may still remain. But outside of that, Your Honor, they're still working on him having, as I indicated, having a safe place to live, job, income, family reunification, a structured team support, and in addition, hope for tomorrow. So they're developing a plan, and they're also incorporating a relapse prevention plan for Mr. Henderson to address the issues that may have been a hindrance or barrier to him in the past that created those lapse and relapse. They're working on him with mental health. So outside of that, Your Honor, he's doing well. He appears to be stable and in good condition at this time, Your Honor.
All right, very good. And then Mr. Kusheri?
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning again. Yeah, as Ms. Robbs reported, Mr. Henderson is entirely compliant with all of his treatment. He will be aligned for discharge on the 29th of December from Elmhurst. The framework of the plan per his preference is to return to Michigan Veterans Foundation while he looks to acquire sustainable permanent housing through HUD-VASH. He is doing well, and he will continue to work with the VA after his successful completion of programming with Elmhurst.
All right, very good, very good. And so how long has he been at Elmhurst?
I just finished his 30-day review, treatment plan review.
Okay.
We have a glitch as a result of Mr. Henderson not being in treatment for at least 10 days. And in that time period was because of COVID-related issues. And he went to abundant living. And as a result of not being in treatment, it deferred at least by 10 days his successful completion of the 59 days that he would have been in treatment round or about. And for that reason there, that it kind of like it said his December 28th, 29th day here for the completion of treatment somewhat tentative. And I would have to speak here with the clinical coordinator regarding that. But other than that, Mr. Henderson has exhibited, some willingness to engage in the treatment process. He is making good connections regarding the substance use history. He even recognizes that, the way that he presents himself and his concerns here, how others can interpret that as being here anger or other here issues. But as a whole, that he has assessed being in the preparation stage here of change because he has the supportive assistance of his mental health team. That would be his peer support and also his case manager, Mrs. Danita. Other than that, Mr. Henderson, that he, in my opinion, as I see him, that he's doing okay.
All right, very good. And so, Ms. Robbs, I would like to bring Mr. Henderson's matter to staffing. And then we'll talk about what our next steps based on the recommendation that we received from a therapeutic perspective. And so I want to make sure we're making some good moves where Mr. Henderson is concerned. How does that sound to you, Mr. Henderson?
It sounds like I would like to complete my plan that I had mapped out. And if it takes 10 more days, which I feel like I'm not responsible for them 10 days because I was infected with COVID here, but then I talked to Mr. Talley and I told him I would complete, to December the 30th because I want to, get back to my job and my family and get my apartment, before my voucher expires and things like that.
Okay.
I can't make the cost. I can't make the cost that I need to make here because, of the rules and regulations and things like that. So,
All right, so Mr. Henderson,
Yes.
Mr. Henderson, a couple of things I want to make sure we're clear on. I'm not indicating that you're going to leave in 10 days. So I want to make sure I clear that up.
Okay.
I indicated that I'm going to meet with the team and I'm going to get a recommendation and find out where we go from here, what they're recommending. So I want to clear that up. I never said 10 days. Secondly, I want to make sure you understand, Mr. Kusheri, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that we are going to make sure he has a housing voucher to find him a place to live before he leaves there. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, Your Honor, so I'm so sorry. I don't want to speak out of turn. So it's my understanding that it's not ideal for him to stay at Elmhurst until he has an apartment to transition into.
Right.
You know, but he does have his HUD-VASH voucher, and there's a limited amount of time that he has to identify sustainable housing. So he does have a HUD-VASH team that can assist him with that, but time is important. And I would defer to Elmhurst, since they are his treating providers, as to when they think that he can transition out. And I would just be happy to help him any way that I can in terms of transitioning out, identifying housing, getting his discharge upgraded per his request, aligning him with treatment, making sure that he's stable. But there is, you know, there are options for housing, but we have to really work on that and make that a priority.
Okay, so if he has a voucher that is effective right now and time is of the essence, who would work with him to secure adequate housing while he's at Elmhurst? Because I don't want his voucher to expire.
So his voucher is not going to expire in this year. He has some time. So he has several weeks. He has several weeks before it expires. However, it's not realistic for him to really make moves to identify sustainable housing while he's in Elmhurst. And he does have a HUD-VASH team. He has a great case manager who is very supportive and will provide options for him. But there's a lot of legwork that Mr. Henderson will need to do on his own and be proactive. He's very motivated to get into his own housing and utilize that voucher, but there's a lot of hoops to jump through, and he's going to get the support that he needs from his HUD-VASH case manager, but he can't do it from Elmhurst. So the idea, the framework of the plan is for him to return to Michigan Veterans Foundation per his request while he continues to identify housing and work the outpatient program for mental health and substance.
All right. So he'll have a place to live while he's waiting on his place to materialize. Is that correct?
Yes, Honorable Judge.
All right, that's what I want to make sure of. I'm like, what are we gonna do? He has to be on the street to, all right. I didn't think so, but I just wanted to be clear. All right, very good. And so, Ms. Robs, I really need us to come together with Mr. Talley to find out what their recommendation is as far as his continued treatment, so that we can then implement a plan, so that ultimately the goal is that he will get into his housing before his voucher expires. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
And if we could do that, I really need us to work on that very, very quickly. You good, Mr. Kushner? All right. I just need to make a note. All right. There we go. Anything else for my consideration? Mr. Henderson,
Yes.
we're going to make sure we have a plan for you to transition into your housing before your voucher expires, okay?
Thank you, Judge Holmes.
All right, very good. Mr. Talley, did you have any questions for the team?
No, I don't. Other than when we say several weeks, so I can have the best conversation that's factual and clear here to the clinical coordinator. How many weeks are several? Are we talking about 2 or 3?
Mr. Talley, I'll contact you and privately, and I'll give you the information.
Okay.
I have to work with Ms. Thompson to make sure that I give you the good information. I want to say he has until like February, but I'm not clear on the deadline for when that voucher expires. So I will let you know.
Understood. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions or any other comments by any of the team members?
No, Judge, thank you.
All right, very good. Mr. Henderson,
Yes,
I want you
ma'am.
to enjoy the holidays. It's good to see you on today. I want to encourage you to continue the great work that you're doing. And I need everybody in the courtroom to join me and thanking Mr. Henderson for his service in the armed forces. Thank you, Mr. Henderson.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate your service. Thank you. All right. Ms. Robs, what's the next date for Mr. Henderson?
Your Honor, a face-to-face on December 28th, 2021, and then a return to court date for January 4th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
All right, very good. Did you get that, Mr. Henderson?
I sure did, on the 28th and on the 4th of January.
All right, very good. There you go, sir.
All right, then. Thank you so much, Judge Holmes.
You're very welcome. Good to see you.
I'm gonna do good once I'm outside these doors. No more drinking for me.
All right, let's do it. Let's work it. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Talley. Happy holidays to both of you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, very good. Yes, sir, you need to see me. Give me 1 second, please. And Mr. Frank. All right, is Mr. Franklin on? Mr. Franklin, I don't see you. Okay, there you are. Good morning to you, Mr. Franklin.
Good morning, Judge Holmes. How are you, ma'am?
I'm well, thank you. I have the following cases for you. SP 105-98852 and case number 13404-5831. State your full name for me, please.
Jeffrey Franklin.
All right, Mr. Franklin, how are things going with you?
They're going well. I'm blessed.
I didn't notice that you were at work. I just noticed you have on something, I believe that's work attire. So my apologies, I would have called you earlier.
Yes, ma'am. I'm always at work on the times that court is held. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Very good. How are things going with you working your program?
They're going great. I don't have any setbacks or any, I haven't fallen any type of influences or anything like that that would lead me down a negative path. So I give myself an A for adhering to the program. And that's what I want to continue to do for the rest of my life.
All right, very good. How are you doing during the holidays with everything?
Well, I'm gonna spend a lot of time on the phone talking to my relatives, my sister and siblings in Georgia. My dad's going out of town to visit his sister, so I have to work some days up and around, the holidays. So I'll be home, but I won't be bored or lonely. I mean, I got television, I got my books, I got a couple of people that I know that I can confide in here, so I should be fine.
All right, very good. Have you had any issues, any struggles so far?
No, not other than losing my billfold and somebody running into my car while I was parked in front of the apartment. Those are only two things, but that's life. Life happens. So I got most of
It
my
doesn't.
identification back, but it's all replaced. So no problem.
All right, that was the last time you were with us. You had gone through that ordeal. So you've been able to get everything replaced?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. Is there anything that Mr. Franklin that you need us to help you with?
No, I'm just still working and waiting to get back to the point where I can, get my license back. That's the last thing that's as far as accomplishment that's on the immediate future. I have some training or academic goals. I want to get a couple of more certifications, like the CCNA and CCNP. And
Okay.
this Indiana Tech they're soliciting me to come back for their PhD program. Those are three things that are on the horizon. I don't know if I can accomplish them all and work. I know work has to come first, but those are the challenges. I mean, the things I have on the horizon that I want to fulfill.
All right, very good, very good. All right, did you have any questions for the team today, Mr. Franklin?
None, but just general questions about how am I doing? What can I do better?
And those are certainly discussions you should have with Ms. Robs, so she
Yes,
can tell you where you are and how to keep moving and all of those good things, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
All right, very good. With that, I'm going to hear from Ms. Robs. Ms. Robs?
Thank you, Your Honor. As Mr. Franklin indicated, he is doing well, Your Honor. He's in compliance with testing. We did discuss his goals. We do have lengthy conversations when we do speak in regards to, what he wants to achieve and just different things that he's working on at this time. I did just want to say to Mr. Franklin briefly, I did reach out in regards to the furniture situation. And I am just waiting on the information in regards to that, because I know that was one of the things you were working towards. So once I receive that, I'll make sure that I get that to you. But outside of that, Your Honor, he's in compliance and he's doing really well. No issues to report at this time.
Wonderful. All right, Mr. Kasheri?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Franklin is entirely compliant from a treatment perspective. He completed all of his substance use disorder programming via Emmanuel House. Since that time, he was aligned with HUD-VASH for outpatient services, and he is engaging as clinically indicated and continuing to work at it and sustain employment. And he's doing very well.
All right, wonderful. Anything else from any of the other team members as to Mr. Franklin?
Judge, I would just congratulate Mr. Franklin on a good report. Keep up the good work. You have a good attitude, and be safe over the holidays. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Judge.
And I'd just like to add, Your Honor, Mr. Franklin, that's a great job getting all your paperwork back together again. I've been through that once. I never want to do it again. And the fact that you did it with great speed and determination speaks highly of you. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right, very good. If nothing else, Ms. Robs, what's next for Mr. Franklin?
Your Honor, it will be a face-to-face December 28th, 2021, but a scheduled court review via Zoom January 4th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m.
All right, very good. Did you get that, Mr. Franklin?
Yes, ma'am. Face to face on the 28th and next court case on January the 4th.
Yes, sir. That is absolutely correct. Look, I want you to do well during the holidays. Enjoy your family. Do some things to do some self-care. And we'll see you in the new year. Make sure
Yes,
you
ma'am.
go to your testing, make some good choices, keep some good company so that things can work out well for you. And before you leave the courtroom, I'd like everyone in the courtroom to join me in thanking Mr. Franklin for serving in the Navy. Thank you so much, Mr. Franklin. We appreciate you. Thank you, sir. All
Thank
right. Enjoy your day.
Thank you. You have a wonderful day too.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. I am ready on Mr. Aldridge. Mr. Aldridge.
You're muted. You're muted, sir.
Is Mr. Aldridge sleeping? Oh, no, not Miss. That's Mr. Rose that's sleeping. All right, let's go to Mr. Aldridge. You're not sleeping, Mr. Rose. All right. All right. Good morning, Mr. Aldridge.
Good morning, Your Honor.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing fine. And yourself?
Very good.
Good.
I am doing well, sir. I am. I'm doing very well. I'm getting closer and closer to the weekend. And so I really start doing well, even though today is just Tuesday.
That's understandable.
Yes, but we got Monday now. So that's one less day I have to tackle, right?
That's correct.
All right. I'm going to place your case number on the record. And there is one thing I need to correct, Ms. Mack. For Andre Parker, I failed to call his other case. He has a transfer case on the docket, and that's Z8082731. That's a transfer case, and I did not call it. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right. Let's do it, Mr. Aldridge. I have for you case number 21044860001. State your full name for the record.
William Edward Aldridge.
All right, Mr. Aldridge. How long have you been with us?
Since November 23rd.
All right, so you're still very new, right?
Yes, I am.
What do you think of the program so far?
I'm excited about actually getting involved with the detail. I've had a couple meetings at the Veterans Hospital, and they have recommended, I've met with the psychologist and the intake director. They have enrolled me in a program. I should be receiving my schedule in terms of actually getting started within the next couple of days. And that's based on my discussion with Dr. Mandrin over at VA. So she says within a couple of days, I should be able to get rolling in the program. So that's exciting.
All right, very good. Look at you reporting out on his own stuff, Mr. Kushiri. You heard that? I love it. Oh, I love it. All right, that's right. Now, how have you been doing with respect to your testing? Have you been showing up and testing?
Yes, I have.
Okay, no issues with that?
That was a slight glitch, and I think it was a glitch. Either I didn't understand the testing requirements, or ATS, which is the testing provider, there may be a glitch in their records. On November 24th, I enrolled in the screening program. I went to the West Side location, completed the enrollment forms, and paid the required fees. On that same day, I also was tested.
Okay.
Then the next test that was completed by ATS was on November 26th. And I completed that test. Based on my understanding of the testing requirements, I'm to be tested twice a week. So
okay, so let me say this to you, if I didn't say it before. Testing is random. It's a minimum of 2 times per week.
Right.
You must call every single day. If your color drops every day, you have to get up and go test every day. Don't try to count the test. Don't try to calculate it, because I may tell Ms. Robs, I want all your people to test today. And even if you tested the day before or 2 days before, or you tested twice for that week, you still have to go test. And so your color's gonna drop. And so you have to go test. And if there's an issue, or you believe that you are testing far too much, then what you wanna do is you wanna reach out to Ms. Robs, let her know, but continue to test, continue to call every day, okay?
Okay, will do. And so that was a
All right.
misunderstanding on my part. Based upon
Yes.
my understanding, I was to test twice a week, and I tested twice a week. But when I went to ATS on November 2nd, they indicated that I had apparently missed a test, and I said, no, that's not true. I have already tested twice a week, and I had the receipts and the documentation, but now I understand. So that was a
All right.
misunderstanding on my part.
All right, so now we're clear, and we want to make sure, Mr. Reed, Mr. Vikes, when we're talking to potential people that are coming in, we want to make sure that they know it is a minimum. It should say that on the order as well, a minimum of 2 times per week, so they know that it's not just 2 times per week. All right, we got that cleared up.
I understand.
Other than that glitch, things are going well with you, is that correct?
Yes, they are.
All right, very good. How do you feel, Mr. Aldridge?
Oh, I feel extremely good, especially after getting the communication from Dr. Mandarin over at the VA that she's going to get me my program schedule. So I'm excited, as I indicated, about getting involved with that. So I'm ready to move forward.
All right, very good, very good. All right, let me hear from Mr. Kusheri, and then from Ms. Robs, and then I'll check in and see if you have any questions, Mr. Aldridge. Mr.
Sure.
Kusheri?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. You know, Mr. Aldridge is doing great from a clinical perspective. He's entirely compliant. I just wanted to say that, you know, he did join this program the week before Thanksgiving. He followed all of the directions to get himself assessed and get his intake completed. You know, there has been some structural changes with our chemical dependency program at the VA that I've kind of, you know, spoken with Ms. Robs about. There's some staffing changes. Things are taking a little longer than usual to get veterans what they need on an outpatient basis throughout these changes and transitions. I just wanted to say that Mr. Aldridge contacted the therapist yesterday to follow up on his own behalf because he's so motivated to engage in treatment and comply with your program. So I just wanted to acknowledge that and congratulate him on his commitment. And he's doing great, and hopefully he'll receive a call from his assigned therapist today and get a start date so that he can follow through.
All right, sounds wonderful, absolutely wonderful. All right, Ms. Robs.
Thank you, Your Honor. As per reported, Mr. Aldridge is doing well. He is being proactive. He is complying with testing, Your Honor. His tests have all been negative at ATS. He's doing really well. He keeps in contact with me. If it's not phone, it's via email. he updates me on what he's doing. He's doing really well. I do, in the meanwhile, I will say, Mr. Aldridge, I will contact you. So if you, during your downtime, I'm going to get you set up with some ancillary services with Care First, so that you can start one of your courses that are required on your veterans contract. So I will reach out to him today, Your Honor, and get him set up with taking that one course that we previously discussed per his contract. In the meanwhile.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. All right. I think there's some feedback in your office, Ms. Ross. I'm not certain.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Cleveland.
Somebody's talking maybe in the background.
Yes, Your
Okay.
Honor.
All right. And so, Mr. Aldridge, you've heard the information provided by both Mr. Kusheri and Ms. Robs. Do you have any questions?
No, I do not. You've answered the question concerning the testing protocol, if you will. So I'm all set.
All right, very good, very good. If nothing else from any of the other team members, who serves as Mr. Aldridge's mentor?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Parker? All right, I didn't have it down. Go ahead, Mr. Parker.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yeah, Mr. Aldridge is doing very well. He's very seems to be excited under the circumstance to be working the program, and that's a good thing because it helps the transition. It helps him go through his transition program and period. And he's very motivated. We spoke that I think it was Sunday night, and he's just excited. He gets the information. He wants to share the information, and that's a good thing because he realizes that where he is, and he realizes that there's a process, and so he's welcoming. He's going through the process, and that's a good thing. So I just want to encourage Mr. Aldridge, just again, stay encouraged, be encouraged. And he knows he can contact me at any time. As a matter of fact, he's even sent me an email. So that's a good thing. So just again, be encouraged, Mr. Aldridge, and keep up the good work and have a great holiday. And certainly, I'll be talking to you prior to that. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Anything from either of the attorneys as to Mr. Aldridge?
Yes, Judge. I'd just like to congratulate Mr. Aldridge. You're off to a good start. Keep up the good work. We did talk initially when you went over the court's order. Make sure you call testing every morning to see if your color has come up. And be safe during the holidays, Mr. Aldridge. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Judge.
In Your Honor,
All right. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. If I might add, Mr. Aldridge, you've been doing a great job. Seems like you're on track. Keep up the great work, sir. Happy holidays. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, very good. If nothing else, I am going to get the return to court date for Mr. Aldridge.
Yes,
Ms.
Your Honor.
Rob.
Yes, Your Honor. He will have a face-to-face with me, Your Honor, on December 28th, 2021. And then he'll return to court via Zoom on January 4th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m.
All right, very good. Did you get that, Mr. Aldridge?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, if nothing else, I need everyone to join me in the courtroom, thanking Mr. Aldridge for his service in the armed forces. Thank you, Mr. Aldridge, for your service to this country and to us. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. All right, if nothing else, take care, do well during the holidays, use your resources, okay?
Most certainly will.
All right, wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Aldridge. Okay, I'm going to continue with our veteran docket, and I am going to go to Mr. Smith. Are you ready, Nathaniel Smith?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Smith. How are you?
Okay.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right, very good. Why your voice sounds so deep this morning? What you trying to do
I
up
have no
there?
idea.
What you doing? Over there talking like Barry White. Come on now. All right, Mr. Smith. Good to see you this morning. Let me call your case. I have case number 1805732-901. For Nathaniel Smith, state your full name for me, please.
Nathaniel D. Love Smith.
All right, very good. Mr. Smith, I've read a couple of messages that you've got some stuff going on. You want to tell me about it? What you got going on, Mr. Smith?
I'm at a new facility. I like it here. I'm just not sure what the circumstances, what the outcome gonna be with me staying here. But as far as it's good, I like it. The people are good, staff is good. Minus the fact that they just told us yesterday that for the holidays we can't go anywhere because holiday, which I understand why. Because holiday season, a lot of people tend to relapse or don't, mess up. So I understand why, but it is, it's compared to the dime, I do have more freedom to visit my family outside the holidays. So it's not a biggie. I understand they do it to protect me, but as far as everything else goes, I'm not sure. That's just a way of, hearing back from Miss Robs and Daniel. What's going on, Mr. Kashir? What's going on? At this point, I'm just being patient and praying for the best.
Okay, so Mr. Smith, now I can't just glance over. How did you go from one facility to another?
Oh, they told me I completed the program. That's what they told me. So I was there for a while, and they actually told me that I've been here a long time. They think I didn't need to push the bird out the nest. That's what they told me. See if I'm a fly.
All right.
Yeah, so.
Now you didn't do anything to tear up the nest and they kicked you out the nest,
No,
right?
I mean, no. They before I left, I talked with one of the nursing manager. He just pretty much told me, so like, you got that stage now. It's like they feel I won't know until I leave, how to utilize the tools and stuff I learned. So I don't feel that I was feel like I was better than the place or I could learn it more, because I feel like in this recovery, you can always learn every day. So I didn't feel that way, but they felt that way, that they couldn't do no more for me. I didn't feel that way.
All right. Did you start working your job yet?
I did, but once I moved to this new facility, I haven't been able to go to work because we got to sit down one-on-one with the guy here, the guy that runs it, and go over our profile or whatever file he get, saying if we can leave or not. And it's gonna take like 3 bus rides or more to get to the side of town. So I have put in apps in this area. I'm looking for a new job, but I haven't given up. I have a plan. My plan is to continue to look for gainful employment. Because for me, that job was just a stepping stone. I never stopped putting the apps. Each step, baby steps. So I just want to find a job, save my money, get my own car. Yeah. Oh, I did get a letter in the mail so I can get my license back too. Yeah.
You did? All right, very good. Let's celebrate that. Go get that license, Mr. Smith. Yeah. Go get that license so you're not even tempted to drive without it, okay? Oh. All right, very good. All right, Mr. Smith. And so you're at Lake Ridge. You're going to have to work in order to cover your housing there, right?
Yeah, I think you have to get a final job.
Yes, you have to. I guess between Miss Robs and Mr. Kashiri, I want to make sure, because Miss Robs did fill me in on yesterday, but I am a little concerned that just because they said he's finished, that, he moved out so quickly without prior court notification. And when they did notify Ms. Robs, she really put an emergency plan, an emergency response into place. And so I want to make sure going forward you know, it gives us time because we might not always have that emergency spot to land in. And then what happens to the individual that they've said, you've got to leave. And so, and I'm going off of Mr. Smith's version of the story. So if y'all find out that the version is different, let me know. Okay, then I'm gonna check in with Mr. Smith. All right. All right. So Ms. Robs, what do you want to tell me on Mr. Smith? Has he been showing up for testing, doing everything he's supposed to do?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Smith is doing well. They do test at Lake Ridge facility, and they also send it out to the lab. So he's been compliant so far with that, Your Honor. I do plan on, I know that he indicated that it's several buses for him. So I do plan on getting some bus tickets, and I can actually drop them off at Lake Ridge to Mr. Smith so that he can have those. So when he goes out in the community, I do plan on having a conversation with Mr. Williams as well as Pastor Williams at Lake Ridge in regards to testing as Mr. Smith goes into the community and returns. I do know that I spoke with the Lake Ridge. I know that, and I spoke with Mr. Smith, and Mr. Smith says that, you know, he enjoys the environment. I do think it's a good fit for him. I do want to also say that there are other alternatives, Your Honor, within the VA that are afforded to Mr. Smith as well. It's just at this particular time, I do think that where he is a pretty good place for him. It's just a matter of Mr. Smith putting forth effort and doing what he needs to do in terms of getting employment so that he can pay for his housing. There's other things. I know that Mr. Couchier has a lot more expertise in regards to the housing voucher or whatnot within the VA. But outside of that, Your Honor, he is in compliance. He is doing well. He does seem to be in good spirits, and we are working behind the scenes to assure that Mr. Smith has a good transition, whether it be at Lake Ridge and or within the VA, and just working with Lake Ridge as well as Mr. Couchier to make things happen for him. So we will be in contact, Mr. Smith, very soon, this week, in fact, to discuss what our next steps are going to be, okay? So thank you, Your Honor. He's in compliance, no issues.
All right, very good. Mr. Couchier?
Thank you, Your Honor. You know, just to add on top of what Ms. Robs has already reported, you know, he did transition out of the domiciliary on the 7th. Since that time, he has been linked to aftercare through the VA, so he does have some follow-up scheduled. Tomorrow is his first follow-up appointment. So Mr. Smith, just a friendly reminder that you're going to want to make sure that you make contact for that so that you can continue to engage in outpatient mental health services. Other than that, he is entirely compliant with all of his treatment and he's doing well.
All right, very good, very good. Who serves as Mr. Smith's mentor?
It's Mr. Scott, Your Honor. He did email and indicate that he wouldn't be able to report one today, but he didn't report any issues with Mr. Smith.
All right, wonderful, great news. All right, Mr. Smith, you have any questions for us?
No, ma'am. No, Your Honor. I'm just working my program and continue to make the next step.
All right, very good. Look, we are available to you. We've equipped you with resources through the VA, and now you have resources at Lake Ridge. I know the holidays can be tough, but reach out and utilize your resources, okay?
Will do.
All right, wonderful. Ms. Robs, what's next for Mr. Smith?
Your Honor, it will be a face-to-face December 23rd, 2021, and then a return to court via Zoom on January 4th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m.
All right, very good. So the face-to-face would be on the 23rd. Is that correct? Is that what I heard you say?
I apologize, Your Honor. It's the 28th. My apologies.
Okay.
It's 28th.
All right, so it would be the 28th. Okay, and then the return to court would be January 4th at 8:30. All right, Mr. Smith, that means I'm not gonna see you for a while. I'm counting on you to do the right thing.
All right.
Mr. Smith?
I will do.
All right, did y'all see he gave me the, all right, Mr. Smith, let's do it. He must be on delay. I see you. All right, I need everybody in the courtroom to join me in thanking Mr. Smith for his service in the armed forces. Thank you, Mr. Smith. We appreciate you. We appreciate you.
What's his name?
I'm sorry.
His date?
It is January 4th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. All right, very good. Take care, Mr. Smith. You are free to leave.
All right, thank you.
Happy holidays.
This is
Yeah, later.
This is Cambridge, but Brian, they're asking if you can do a jail today. I said, no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sure.
She said that she.
All right, let's keep going. But don't wait till the end of the day.
Yeah. She said it's a tether violation. You want the information to you or you want her to send it to me?
She can send it to you and then I'll get it. And then is Judge Bryant aware?
Judge Brian knows that Judge Thomas is. Oh, okay. Yeah, she is aware. Yes, Judge. Yeah, so she said so. Send it to me.
She said she is aware.
She is aware, yes, Judge.
Okay.
I need 2 things from you right away, please.
Yes, ma'am. Let me just send Judge Bryant. I want to find out what she wants to. Give me 1 second, please. All right. You needed me for something else?
Yeah, I need you to sign. No, yes, sign and. Sorry, Judge.
It's okay.
I need your signature on there.
Okay.
And then on these two, I just need you to put December 8th. You signed it, but you didn't put the date.
On these three?
It's just 2 pages, the last 2 pages. See where you signed your name?
Oh, Lord, I didn't see the date.
Yeah.
And it's December
12/8/21.
I'm sorry, I overlooked that. Yeah, I overlooked it. Okay.
And then sign those other things, please.
Yes, ma'am. Khadija Terry. That's from last week.
Yeah, well, they got the paperwork, but they need, they need this part that they didn't get.
Okay.
All
right, got it. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's keep going. I am ready on, I still have 2 more veterans that I need to do on this morning. And I believe that they are both intakes, is that correct? Or one is an intake?
Yes.
Your Honor, Mr. Rose is a drug treatment court.
Okay, so you can hold on for 1 second. What about Mr. Odin? Is he Veterans Treatment Court or Drug Treatment Court?
Drug treatment court.
All right, do I have any more veterans that are left? Maybe I misspoke.
No, Your Honor, there's no more veterans.
I have no other veterans? All right, there was one review on my docket for 8:30, a Janelle Bass. Miss Wilson, are you admitting everybody in from the breakout room? You may do from the waiting room. You may do so at this time.
Judge, I need to go into a breakout room with Mr. Olden.
All right, give Miss Wilson just 1 second. All right, if you have just joined us from the waiting room, please make sure that you have your name on your device so that we know who you are. Also, keep your camera on, and if you could get in that camera, that would be wonderful, so we can know who you are and how we can help you. Please make sure that you are connected to audio. I see 3 people on that are not connected to audio. Please connect to audio and then make sure that you mute yourself. If you don't have your name on your device, I'm gonna save you until last because I don't know who you are. All right, with that, Mr. Kashiri, I don't see any other veterans. Is that correct, Ms. Robbs?
Yes, Your Honor, there's no more veterans.
All right, Mr. Kusheri and Mr. Parker, thank you both for your service on today. I truly appreciate both of you. And I will see you next week. We're here next week, right? Yes, we are. We are here next week.
Thank you, Your Honor. Take care.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye now.
Wonderful. If you are an attorney appearing in the courtroom, please call the clerk and check in so that we can know who you are here for and know whether or not we need to contact the prosecuting attorney. The office number is 313-965-2280. 965-2280. With that, I am going to start with Ms. Alcindor's intake. And I believe Ms. Milton is on. Are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, give me just 1 second to set. Who is presenting Ms. Milton on this morning?
That'll be me, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Yancey. And Ms. Mack, if you could run Ms. Milton, Toya Milton, who is on the docket, make sure she has no other outstanding matters at 36th District Court other than the matters that appear on the docket. That would be great.
Your Honor, if I may, Mr. Mansell is on the screen. He doesn't have court on today. It's scheduled for next week, Tuesday, which is December 21st. So I'm asking Mr. Mansell to log off. And I'll call him after court.
All right, Mr. Mansell, good morning. Today is not your day, sir.
Okay, I have it wrote down here for the 14th. All right.
All right, well, you're not, let me just check my docket and make sure. Nope, you are not on my docket for today, sir. So Ms. Robbs got it right.
All righty.
All right, be good. Enjoy the holiday the right way.
Okay.
All right, goodbye. All right, Mr. Yancey, and I do have your paperwork here. So thank you for providing that.
Yes.
1 second.
She has some stuff with another judge, the traffic. Did you want
Can you print out a summary for me?
a summary?
Yes, ma'am. She has a number of things.
Not that many, no ma'am.
Okay. All right. Yes. All right. Let me just look. All right, Mr. Yancey. Ms. Mack just indicated that Ms. Milton has some other pending matters or some other matters, thank you, here at 36th District Court. Including another OWI that has a $1,400 balance due. Mr. Yancey, were you aware of that?
Yeah, it seemed like Judge Wagner, seemed like he combined both of those, because he had the same date for both of those. One was, an older ticket. I think it was back in, if I'm not mistaken, 2012.
All right, what I'm going to do in fairness to you, oh, that's right. She has an attorney. So Ms. Alcindor, you will have to get the printout from 36th District Court because your client will not be able to successfully complete this program with outstanding matters at 36th District Court. Right now is showing that she has a balance on a no registration ticket. She has a driving license suspended ticket. And then there are an OWBI and an OWI. And then there is another operating without a license ticket that she has a balance on for a total of $2,029. And we have not put in the fines and costs associated with our case. And so I will need you to reach out to the clerk, Ms. Alcindor, and get a copy of, I don't know if you're going to be representing Ms. Milton every time she comes to court, but you'll have to, if you're not going to use if she's not going to use our attorneys, then you'll have to do this legwork to get all of this resolved, with whether it's with the prosecutors or what have you, because she can't successfully complete the program with all of these outstanding matters. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. With that, I'm going to call the case. I have case number Z808-1261. Ms. Milton, state your full name, please. Ms. Milton, are you with us?
Yes. I had to get it off of unmute, please. I'm here. My name is Toya Anise Itai Milton.
Oh, I hope that wasn't frustration that I heard or anything like that, because I'm just making sure that you're with us and that you can hear us. So I hope that's not what I'm sensing. But just in case, I'm gonna pass on this for a second and then I'll come back to it. You can put yourself back on mute, just in case. So I don't reciprocate. All right, thank you. All right, I'm ready to go to the next matter. Yes.
Maybe we have a breakout. May we have a breakout room briefly?
Surely, that would do your client some good. Ms. Wilson, would you please place Attorney Alcindor and Ms. Milton in a breakout room? I appreciate it. Wrong one. All right. Let's keep going. That didn't work out quite well. All right, let's go to Mr. Rose. Mr. Rose say, I'm smiling, Judge. Do you see me? Judge, I'm smiling. I'm being patient. I'm going to unmute. I'm going to wait till you call my name because that's just how I'm rolling today. Right, Mr. Rose?
Amen.
All right, Mr. Rose. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Judge Holmes. How are you this morning?
I'm well. I really am well. That's why folks caught me off guard. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Okay. I'm really doing well today. And it's not even 12 o'clock noon and I'm doing well. It's not even lunchtime and I'm doing well.
Good.
All right, Mr. Rhodes, let's do it. Who's presenting Mr. Rhodes? Are you, Mr. Yancey, presenting Mr. Rhodes as well?
I am not, Your Honor. I think it's Miss Robs.
Yes, Miss Robs.
All right, Miss Robs, you presenting Mr. Rhodes this morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. I think I have, oh no, that was a different contract. All right, different order. Very good. I have the following matter for Mr. Michael Rhodes. I have case number 200-619-3401. Mr. Rhodes, state your full name for me, please.
Michael Laverne Rhodes.
All right, Mr. Rhodes, how are you this morning?
I'm doing just well, Your Honor.
Wonderful. Well, we're so glad that you have decided to join us. We are, and come into specialty court and work hard with us. Are you excited about getting the assistance that you need?
Your Honor, everything falls in divine order. You know, God don't make mistakes.
Yes, it really does.
He don't make mistakes.
All right. I like your attitude already, Mr. Rhodes. I do. I like it. I like it. All right. Very good. And so let me see, Miss Mack, if you could run Michael Rhodes. Let's see if he has any other things. Oh, are you?
Judge, if
No, probation for violation.
Okay, for Judge Bryant's case?
I don't think that's what Judge.
No, it says it's your case. No, this is for Devin Allen, Judge. It's a probation.
that's
violation.
wrong.
For Devin Allen. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Is one second, Mr. Rose. Is Mr. Allen on this morning?
I didn't see him, Judge.
It's a her.
Her. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Is Devin Allen on? All right. I have Devin Allen scheduled for 9:45. Let me do this intake, and then if Devin Allen does not show up, will you prepare the warrant for me?
Sure.
All right, wonderful. Tell me who you are.
My name is Officer Kevnick. I'm the newest member to the probation department.
Why, welcome to the probation department. I didn't know who you were sitting out there.
Oh, okay.
All
Nice
right.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. All right, Mr. Rhodes, back to you. Come on, back to you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. You know, I'm the COVID police, so whenever people come too close in the courtroom, I have to have them identify themselves.
Yes, ma'am.
So, all right, very good. All right, Mr. Rhodes, we'll check to see if you have any other outstanding matters at 36th District Court. But until then, Miss Rives, I'm gonna have you proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Before the court, we have Mr. Michael Rhodes, who is a single 55-year-old African-American male. He is a probation case, Your Honor, and his charge is burglary twos. His highest level of education is a high school diploma. He is currently employed. He works for Elmhurst Holmes as he resides in their recovery housing.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. He reports not having any children. He does report that he doesn't have a valid driver's license, but he needs to take his road test. He reports to be a willing participant in our specialties court. He does report substance abuse and addiction. He does report some medical issues. He has completed the pre-sentence investigation as well as the Needs Plus assessment. He will be set up for testing, Your Honor, but he did test at Elmhurst. I'm just waiting for the results from the facility. He does report having a support system of his niece and his brother. He was able to identify, Your Honor, his SNAP, his needs, abilities, and preferences, as well as, Your Honor, he was able to identify some goals that he wanted to work on while in specialties court, if accepted. He reports to obtain his driver's license, to receive his place of residency, and require everything that he needs to know to be successful in recovery and to be all that he can be.
Little bit louder for Miss Rouse. You have somebody in the background that's talking louder than you.
Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. He does report, Your Honor, that he does want to participate, and I'm here on today, Your Honor, to present him as a candidate for drug treatment.
All right, wonderful. Thank you. Who went in the breakout room with Mr. Rhodes?
I did, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Vikens, you may proceed.
Thank you. Your Honor, first of all, I did take a look at Mr. Rhodes' prior case history. It appears there are 3 outstanding matters, 1 civil infraction and 2 misdemeanors. The reason I bring that up, Judge, is those 2 are in warrant status. I attempted to make contact with both Ms. Walker and Mr. Rosenthal. They're off today. So I wasn't able to get any kind of deal at this point. But I just wanted to bring that to the court's attention. Maybe we can work something out as far as the warrants go right now, Judge. But however, we can see if he's I certainly recommend him for acceptance into the program, so I hope he does get into the program, and then we can take that up at that matter. But I just wanted to bring that up preliminarily, Judge. That's what I found.
All right, so Mr. Fikens and Ms. Mack, what I'm going to do is that there are, you said 3 additional cases, Mr. Fikens?
Yes, one of them is a civil infraction, 2 are misdemeanors, Judge.
That's what I said. Oh, all right. What I'm gonna do is I am going to, all right, that's for Judge Garrett, feeling in good shape. And this one is in default. It's not more than a year old. So what I'm going to do, I'll leave the one that's in default because you need to talk to the prosecutor about that one.
Correct, Judge.
But what I am going to do is with respect to case number SP 115029, counts 1 and 2. Since Mr. Rhodes is trying to get his life together, he's in warrant status. I am going to set aside the warrant and place these on my docket for pretrial to be handled when he comes back to court. Okay, and we'll get that. Just so we keep everything clean. Ms. Ross, what is his return to court date going to be?
Your Honor, if I may, could I have Mr. Rose appear on the docket for next week for December 23rd, 2020?
Can we schedule on that day, the 23rd? Wonderful. Okay.
That's Christmas.
December 23rd is Christmas Eve? Eve. I'm like, oh Lord, I'm messing up with math. You scared me for a second. All right, so we'll put it on for December 23rd, 2021, and that will be at 8:30 a.m. And I'm gonna put those 2 matters on for pretrial, okay?
Yes.
And then the default will stay there, and I'll give this back to you, I wrote it up. The default will stay there, and we'll look at the defaulted case on the 23rd. You'll have time to speak with the prosecutor, okay?
I will. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right, very good. See, Mr. Rhodes, we're already working for you. That's what happens when you have a pleasant attitude. Look at that, we working for you. All right, let's keep going. Ms. Ross, were you finished or we were with Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes, Judge, and thank you for doing that, Your Honor. I told Mr. Rhodes that this is the kind of court that jumps out to help right away, and it was proven once again. So thank you, Judge.
Keep your voice up for me a little bit, Mr. Pfeiffer, because I'm having a hard time hearing you.
And let me turn up my volume. It was down low, Your Honor.
Okay.
I talked to Mr. Rhodes. I told him about testing, meetings, treatment. He's been in Elmhurst for about a little over a year, I think. He certainly has started working on those. I told him that our program might be different and the requirements might be different, but we're not going to try to duplicate our efforts. We're going to try to provide a good continuum of care for Mr. Rhodes, and Mr. Rhodes seemed to understand that very well, Judge. He's certainly a pleasant, cooperative person. We talked about the benefits of drug treatment court and one he just saw for himself. We talked about unfortunately, the penalties that come with it if people don't successfully complete the program. But he assured me that he was not going to do anything other than get high marks and do the program the right way. And so I certainly recommend him, Judge, for acceptance into the drug court program.
All right, very good. Okay. Mr. Rhodes,
Yes,
you've
ma'am.
heard what everyone else has had to say about you. Is there anything that you would like me to know about you? Anything additional?
Yes, Judge Holmes, I really greatly appreciate the opportunity. And as I stated, everything is done in divine order. You know, at first I had some misconception of what this program was about, but it was another stepping stone for me to continue and further my recovery, as stated, as my addiction. You know, I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate the pleasant welcoming of this team, and I also appreciate your judgment against me, and I appreciate you recognizing my attitude. especially this morning. You know,
Yes, sir.
attitude goes a long way and it shows the gratitude. You know, I've learned a lot here at Elmhurst. I appreciate them. You know, I've completed treatment. I completed the transitional part. Now I'm staying in the new beginnings, which I pay rent. I'm still guiding up under the umbrella, also identifying with the clients and as myself of where I'm at in my recovery and how far that I can go in my recovery as long as I stay on the right road and continue to stay in my lane, which is a positive lane.
All right. Very good. Very good. Look, Mr. Rhodes, if you want the help and you want to work this program, you are certainly in a good place. We have seen some great benefits come out of people working the program, getting them on a path of recovery for a lifetime. That is our overarching goal. And so you will be assigned a case manager and a wonderful team of professionals, including an attorney that will represent you in matters, as well as your case manager, the coordinator, and we all work together to make sure that we're making the right decisions for you and that we are helping you to get on a path of recovery. And so the one thing that I say to individuals when they come into the program, honesty will always take you farther in the program. Be honest with us. We can't help you if you're not honest with us. If you're honest with us, then we can roll up our sleeves and get you and point you in the right direction for resources to assist you. If you're not honest with us, then that creates a problem because I don't have a program to fix honesty. The only thing that really works for fixing honesty is the Wayne County Jail. I don't like to use it, but I can't help you. And you keep me from doing my job if you're not being honest. And I'm not going to let anybody stop me from doing my job. So always be honest. We can always pick up the pieces, put them back together again and help you to get on track. And so if I have your commitment to work the program, I'd love to have you with us. Do I have your commitment?
I'm in compliance, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. Mr. Fikens, did you take the time to go over the entire order with Mr. Rhodes, including taking the time to explain to him that testing is mandatory, that the order, he has to follow everything that's in the order. And it looks like, at least, let me just make sure. The cases that I've seen so far, it looks like they are all dismissible offenses. And so Mr. Rhodes should walk away from us after he's completed the program with a clean slate, at least at 36th District Court, other than the civil infraction. We'll work on that. Did you explain that to him, Mr. Fikens?
I did, Your Honor, and he was enthusiastic about that. And, as you can tell, I think he's really happy to be here and sees a great future for himself.
Wonderful. All right. And so, Mr. Rhodes, do you also understand that at any time I can change the order that I'm going to sign on today, either adding more services or taking away some services, depending on what we have to follow the standards of the program or what I deem is necessary. Do you understand that?
Understood.
All right, very good, very good. And are you satisfied that Mr. Fikens, the attorney that you spoke with, that he answered all of your questions when you were in the breakout room?
Very well satisfied.
All right, very good. Ms. Robbs, did you take the time to determine whether or not Mr. Rhodes is, or if he's ever been, a violent offender, or if he is a substantial threat to the public?
Yes, Your Honor. According to the lien, Mr. Rhodes is not a substantial risk to the public nor a violent offender, Your Honor.
Wonderful. And Ms. Robbs, we have not, I'm certain, received the clinical assessment or the needs plus. We'll get those done. Let's get those done within 30 days. I understand we're getting ready to go into a holiday, but if we could, that would be wonderful.
Yes,
all right. Mr. Rhodes, do you have any questions for me?
None whatsoever, Your Honor.
None? All right. Very good. And so, Ms. Robbs, I know I wrote down the return to court date, but I gave my paper away. What's the return to court date for Mr. Rhodes?
Yes, Your Honor. It's December 23rd, 2021 at 8:30 a.m.
All right. Did you get that, Mr. Rhodes?
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to Zoom back in and talk with us on that date, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, make sure that you don't miss any testing. Ms. Robs will start setting you up for your assessments, and just make sure that you stay in touch with your case manager, because she's going to be that person that really makes sure you get the things done that need to be done, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. If nothing else, we're glad to have you, Mr. Rhodes.
Thank you for having me.
All right, take care of yourself, be safe, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks, right, Ms. Robs?
Next week.
Next week,
Your
the
Honor.
23rd is next week? Oh, okay, I said a couple, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was hoping. All right, I'll see you next week, Mr. Rhodes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, take care. Thank you for your patience this
All
morning.
right, you have a good day.
You too, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, I am ready to go to Mr. Ogden. Mr. Wilson, hold on, who's on for Mr. Wilson? Mr. Wilson, stay in your camera. Who's on for Mr. Wilson?
I'm Your Honor.
All right, let's do Mr. Wilson and then Mr. Allen. I'll come back to you. Stay on with us, Mr. Allen. You might learn something. All right. All right, let's do Mr. Wilson. I have the following for Levon Wilson, Z8070501. Mr. Wilson, state your full name for me, please.
Levon Wilson.
All right, how are you this morning, Mr. Wilson?
I'm all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you. Where are you going? You know I'm nosy. You can't be in the car and I not ask you. Where you going?
I'm actually getting ready for orientation.
For your job?
Yeah.
In your new location?
Yeah.
I love it. Wonderful. All right. Very good. Who are you going to be working with?
Amazon.
Look at you. I love it. Very good. You told us you got that job, or they were requesting some information, and it was an indicator that you were going to get the job. So congratulations to you. All right. You doing well, Mr. Wilson?
Yes, everything's okay.
All right. You still following your program, doing what you're supposed to do?
Working the program every day, taking it one day at a time. I'm still doing my meetings online, still testing. I'm doing everything, and I'm getting a new job, and everything's working out.
All right, very good, very good. Do you have any concerns, any issues that you need us to address, or any questions?
Not at the moment. Everything working out.
All right, very good. Mr. Griffin, have we gotten a clinical assessment for Mr. Wilson?
Yeah, we got everything, Your Honor. Actually, he's completed treatment at Detroit Recovery Project. So we're in the process of where he's at now, getting some aftercare services. But he's still doing the online meetings, testing has been fine, no problems with that. Like you say, he just got a new job. So congratulations on your new job. And just keep up the good work. So I'm gonna start getting some stuff. Phase 2, we still got to do the community service. The arms, I think we discussed the arms, Your Honor. You said he probably have to come back for that. So we'll get that taken care of after the first of the year.
Okay, or I know they are doing a virtual, I don't know if they still are. So we'll talk about that.
Okay, we'll talk, okay.
All right, very good, very good. And Mr. Griffin, just so I can fill in my file, when did Mr. Wilson start with us?
He came back in May the 14th, 2021, Your Honor.
All right, very good, very good. All right, Mr. Reed, is there anything you'd like to add as to Mr. Wilson? He's getting ready to go to his orientation.
No, Judge. Keep up the good work. Be safe. That's all.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Mr. Fikens?
Yeah, sounds like a good job, Mr. Wilson. Keep up the great work and good luck on that job.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Wilson, you have any questions for us?
No, thank you. Well, I'll reach out to Mr. Griffin to see everything about the arms and the community service, so I can see what all that's needed for me to complete. But besides that, everything okay.
All right, very good. I know it's the holidays, Mr. Wilson. Make some good choices. Don't miss any screens. at all, or you're gonna have to
I'm
come
not.
back here and see me, okay?
I'm not.
All right, very good. I want you to have some wonderful holidays and take good care of yourself. Mr. Griffin, when am I going to see Mr. Wilson again?
Your Honor, due to the holidays and everything, I'm gonna bring them back on January the 6th at 8:30 a.m., which is a Thursday, because we closed that Monday the 3rd. That's a holiday also, so we don't start back until that Tuesday the 4th.
All right, very good. Did you get that, Mr. Wilson?
Thursday, January the 6th at 8:30.
8:30 a.m.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir,
thank
right
you.
here on Zoom.
Okay, thank you.
All right, take good care of yourself.
All right, you do the same. Happy holidays, everybody.
Same to you, sir, to you and your family. Take
Okay,
care.
thank you.
All right, are we ready on Mr. Oden or Mr. Oden? How do you pronounce your name? I have called you everything probably other than the right name.
Mr. Oden.
Oden. All right, very good. I got it. I got it. Are you ready, Mr. Oden?
I'm ready.
You look better today. Oh my goodness. I'm like, who is that? I don't know who that is. That's Mr. Oden. All right. Do you like the fact that you look better today?
I do.
All right. You know what you have to do to continue to look better every day?
Every day, one day at a time.
One day at a time. Are you ready to give it your best shot?
Yes, I am.
And that's all we ask you to do. Come to the table, roll up your sleeves, and give it your best shot. We're here to help you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. I need you to run Mr. Oden as well. And let's see if he has anything else outstanding at 36th District Court. I'm ready to call his case. I have case number 210-573-5901. Mr. Oden, state your full name for me.
Carlos D'Angelo Oden.
All right, very good. All right, Mr. Yancey, are you doing Mr. Oden today?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes,
Give me
I am.
1 second, Ms. Mack. Were you trying to get my attention?
Nothing. He only has this one case.
Oh, he has nothing else outstanding at 36th District Court, just so that you all know. All right, very good. All right, Mr. Yancey, I'm ready for you.
Okay, Your Honor. As you stated, Mr. Carlos Oden is before the court today. He's here as a result of a conviction for OWI second, which was amended. Your Honor, he's 38 years old. He's married and a father of 6 dependents. Your Honor, he's a high school graduate. He has had some college. He reports that his last job was with Amazon, but he hopes to be able to get employment with the temp service that he's really familiar with in short order. He reports being in good general health, Your Honor. He denies the need for any kind of prescribed medication at this time. Your Honor, his license is currently revoked at this time. He has completed the needs assessment with us, and I do have the results of that. And he reports that his main support is from his wife, who had called me many times just regarding him and his release. So that's really easy to believe. So
I bet she did. I heard you say 6 kids.
So I did talk to Mr. Oden many times. His demeanor has always been the same, even when he was detained. So, I believe he's ready to do this, Your Honor. And I believe he'll be successful in doing this.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Yancey. Before the attorney speaks, I need 1 second. I need to call Devin Allen. I forgot about the case. My apologies. I just realized the probation officer is still sitting here and it's well past 9:45. I've given Devin Allen plenty of time to show up. And so I didn't have a waiting room. And so I don't see Devin Allen in the waiting room. I'm calling for Devin Allen.
He's here, Your Honor.
Devin Allen is here.
Yes, he needs to get in the camera.
All right. All right, very good. And so Devin Allen, does Devin Allen need to come into the court?
She just said that she used to appear for Zoom for a violation hearing. Officer Butler's filed on the 29th. I'm just picking up where she left off.
Okay. All right. Let me finish this intake and then make sure you wave at something. I get zoned. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Yancey, for that presentation on Mr. Oden.
Yes.
Let's go to who went in the breakout room, which attorney with Mr. Oden?
I did, Judge. Thank you.
Okay.
I did have an opportunity to talk to Mr. Odom. Thank you, Judge, for the opportunity to go in the breakout room. He was respectful and courteous and had a good attitude, and that goes a long way with me. As indicated, he's 38 years old, Judge. He is married. He has 6 children, and his wife is expecting the 7th child. So he's going to have 7 children eventually. He's smiling. I was smiling when he told me that. Judge, we did go over the court's order. We talked about counseling. We talked about testing. We talked about no drugs, no alcohol. He's not able to leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court. We also talked about the fact that the court has the ability to amend the court's order, to change or to delete things. He would always be informed of any changes. He indicated to me that he has no felonies on his record. He is eligible to participate in drug treatment under Michigan law. We talked about the benefits. This case can be closed with improvement. We talked about sanctions and possible sentencing if he doesn't complete the program. We also talked about the fact that if he works the program, does a good job, he could be eligible for a restricted license request for the secretary, and he's a Secretary of State. He's concerned about that also, Judge. He was a pleasant young man to talk to. I answered all his questions. I hope I answered all of his questions. We talked about Central High School. I told him I graduated from McKinsey, and I gave him my Central High School stories. He was listening to that. Judge, I'm recommending Mr. Oden's participation in drug treatment court. Very nice young man to talk to. I think he's going to be successful. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Reed. All right, Mr. Oden, you've had an opportunity to hear what everyone else has said about you. Is there anything that you would like me to know about you?
I try my best to be honest, you know, and as you can see, it goes a long way to being honest and trustworthy.
Yes.
I'm really ready to, you know, to turn it around this time. It's been 20 years and I've been trapped in a vicious cycle of using alcohol, and I'm seeing nothing from it. You know, honestly, I see nothing from it. It's always leading to trouble. And I just thank God that, you know, I have the help and the support, you know, to come forward, you know, at court and move forward in this program. And hopefully, you know, my sobriety and recovery still goes on throughout the rest of my life after I complete it.
Yes, sir. Look, Mr. Oden, especially when people come and they have had a second offense, I like to remind you that you are one of the fortunate people. There are a number of people who drink and drive, and they are not as fortunate. They end up in the morgue, or they end up in the prison system, or at the Wayne County Jail for an extended period of time. You're one of the fortunate ones because you recognize that you have an issue with alcohol. And secondly, you have agreed to, and you are willing to roll up your sleeves and get the help that you need with your issues with alcohol. And so I applaud you for that, sir. Everybody's not able to do that. You know, people will still come to me with second and third and talk about it was just a mistake. And so they have not yet come to grips with the fact that they have an issue with alcohol. And so I hope that you'll keep an open mind and an open heart while you are with us and learn about what alcohol does. All of us has to have this stereotype of what we think an issue with alcohol looks like, right? I know I had one before I started here. I had one, it's like, it's that uncle, I won't call his name, who's always drunk, can't go to work. All he does is work and then come home and he's sloppy drunk all day and sitting on the porch with his eyes bucked the rest of the day. That is not, that's just a myth about what issues with alcohol looks like. And so I hope you'll keep an open mind and learn and find yourself so that you can work on the issues that you have, so that when you leave us, it won't just be that you came to us and you stayed for a moment and you got through it, but you will have some tools that will help you to be on a path of recovery for life. And so do I have your commitment to work it?
Yes, you do, ma'am.
All right, very good. Are you satisfied that Mr. Reed, the attorney that you spoke with, that he answered all of your questions and your concerns?
Mr. Reed was thorough, and you know, he has a lot of wisdom on him. I pray I reach that age that he is. He is saying that in the 50s and 60s, Central used to go to his middle school trying to jump on the kids. The high schoolers trying to jump on the middle school students. So yeah,
Mr. Reed wasn't in that number, but go ahead.
It was good history.
Yes, he and Mr. Fikes, they both are a wealth of wisdom. And so listen, that's why I enjoy when they work, especially when you're young. You have a lot of life in front of you. And if you can learn something and avoid some pitfalls and some, you know, some detonating some bombs in your life on your path, then by all means, take advantage of it. And so thank you for sharing that about Mr. Reed. We already knew it, but we appreciate you sharing that. And I'm glad he answered all of your questions. Do you have any questions for the team or for me? Which I'm on the team, I'm part of the team.
No questions, Your Honor.
No questions? All right, very good. Then look, Mr. Oden, Mr. Reed has already indicated that you are eligible pursuant to Michigan law to participate. Mr. Yancey, Mr. Oden, he's never been a violent offender and he's not a substantial threat to the public. Is that correct?
Both of those are correct, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. Then with that, I am going to accept Mr. Oden into our specialty court program. I look forward to working with you, Mr. Oden. We have an open door policy here. You can always drop into the courtroom through Zoom. You can always reach out to your case manager who knows how to contact me at all times, as well as the attorneys. We are here to serve you. And so I hope you'll take advantage of the services that are available here at 36th District Court. And I look forward to working with you. If no questions, Mr. Yancey, I have the order. I'm going to sign it. Let's make sure we get that clinical assessment done as quickly as possible. I know it may take 30 days or even because we're in a holiday, but let's get that assessment so we make sure that we have Mr. Oden on the right track. Until then, Mr. Yancey, how often do you have Mr. Oden seeing me? This is for Mr. Yancey.
Your Honor, I was going to have him send you every 2 weeks. We have a challenge calendar. I don't know if you want to see him as early as next Thursday. Only thing we'll probably have completed by then is improving his screenings. But the 23rd or either January 6th, Your Honor, whatever the court's at the court's discretion.
Let's do the 23rd. I'll bring him back on the 23rd.
Okay.
December 23rd, 2021. What day is that, Mr. Yancey?
Your Honor, that is on a Thursday, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll do 8:30. We won't have our veterans docket first on that day. And so if you dial in early, hopefully we can get you out of here, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. I look forward to working with you, sir. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully you were listening during court and that you learned something, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I learned a lot.
All right, wonderful. Take care, Mr. Oden.
you all as well.
All right, thank you.
Be safe.
All right, I am ready to call Devin Allen. I'm going to have Ms. Allen turn back on the screen. I wasn't sure what you were doing, but it was making me uncomfortable. And so I turned off your video, and I'm asking you to put back on your video. You'll have to update me on the history.
Okay.
Okay, because this is a regular probation case.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Allen, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Allen, you got to take off whatever you have on your head. I'm gonna turn off the screen again.
Okay. It's a wig.
Oh, keep it on. Don't take your wig off. I need to turn off my screen. Hell. I'm gonna have to get myself together. I'm embarrassed. Miss Allen, don't take your wig off. Don't take your wig off. Don't, please don't. Keep your wig off. Miss Allen, I'm blind and I can't see well, and that's why I should ask first before I open my big mouth and start talking about take that off your head. I'm sorry, Miss Allen. You good? Nope, you good. Now I can see you. See, you weren't where I could see you. And it's a nice one. And now the whole world know you have one, Miss Allen. You didn't need to let us know. All right, Miss Allen. Miss Allen.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know Miss Wilson is in my chambers dying laughing. That's all right, Miss Wilson. All right, I'm together. I'm ready. All right, Miss Allen, you are here on a probation violation.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me call your case number and I'll hear about it. I have case number Z806-6451. State your full name, please.
Devin
Ms.
Allen.
Allen?
Yes.
Devin Allen. All right, thank you. For probation, if you could pull that mic in and talk really loudly so Ms. Allen is able to hear you as well.
On behalf of probation officer Kevin.
All right, thank you. All right, tell us what's going on, officer. Am I saying it right, Kevin?
Kevin, it's like Kevin and Nick together.
Kev, Nick. I got it now.
Yes.
All right, very good.
Okay, Your Honor. So I received Ms. Allen's case literally the day after the violation was filed. I briefed myself on the case. It was transferred from officer's office to me. As I sifted through the history, I seen that Ms. Allen did complete her outpatient treatment as ordered, and I was happy to see that. That was one of the hardest parts that she did complete. The violation was filed due to the drug testing. Failed to submit drug testing on 9/23 and 11/24 of this year. She also tested positive for marijuana in August. Her October screen was waived due to her having COVID. In the beginning also, they're not on here, there were positive screens. So there's basically no negative screen to date since she's been ordered on probation in May of this year. Also, the violation is for failing to make any payments towards the assessed fine. So in essence, it's just due to the drug screening that Ms. Allen, also her alcohol highway safety classes is complete at the moment. But the violation is for those 3 screens.
So she's not had any negative screens since she's been with us?
She's had, let me go through the history right here, Your Honor. She's also scheduled to report today. So I don't know if she was planning on going today or not, but her color was actually called today, the 14th as well. So she had to end it today.
And who was the case, the probation officer before this?
Officer Lori Mumpus.
Did she leave the court?
No, she's still here.
Oh, okay. I need Mr. Wade on the phone because this is unacceptable to me that a person would be on probation since May of 2021. They've missed 2 screens. They've tested positive for THC.
December screen was waived.
Yeah.
There was initial positive screen in June 17th for THC. Also June 30th for THC.
Okay, give me 1 second. Thank you. I have
Ms. Allen?
probation officer Kevnick before me. She's on a case.
Ms. Allen, is that your background noise?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, you're gonna have to mute that.
Yeah.
Mute yourself
Is
so
that
the
what you would
judge
like
is
me to do?
ready.
Send her to you when we're finished?
Okay.
Because I.
Okay, she's on mute.
All right. All right, Miss Allen, when it's time for you to speak, I'm gonna ask you to unmute, but you're gonna have to turn off that music, okay? Because we can't do that in the courtroom. Are you gonna have to move to another location? So the music, we can't hear the music, okay? All right, I don't want you to leave us yet. I need to still see your face because I want you to hear the rest of the information that probation officer Kevnick is going to give me, okay? All right, I'm gonna keep you on mute while she's giving it. Go ahead.
Okay, Your Honor, and as I stated, at this time, she did complete outpatient treatment at Adult Wellbeing Services. I did call to follow up today. I read through the ROA and Ms. Allen indicated that she may have some mental health needs. She was referred to she had an appointment in December for Ruth Ellis Center for Mental Health Services. There's no proof of attendance at this time, but I did speak to Adult Wellbeing Services if she did not end up going with the Ruth Ellis Center, that they would be happy to have her for mental health services since she did so well with her outpatient treatment. And just that alcohol highway safety education course is not completed at this time. So the drug screens were the purpose for the violation in this case.
All right, thank you. Mr. Reed, Mr. Fikens, would you like to go into a breakout room and speak with Ms. Allen?
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you. Ms. Allen, you are going to get an invitation to a breakout room. And before you accept that invitation, you and Mr. Fikens, please have some discussion with Ms. Allen because we have some specialty courts that she may benefit from. Because the charge that's before us is a serious charge, and we want to make sure that we're doing everything that we can do to help Ms. Allen to be successful. So when you go into that breakout room, have those discussions with her. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. Miss Wilson, you may place them in the breakout room at this time.
Thank you. I have the invitation.
All right, one or two things, P.O. Kevnick, and you did a great job presenting. You can either wait for a little while since you've been here all morning.
Oh, that's no problem, Your Honor.
Okay.
I like hearing the cases anyways. I did family preservation and social work for years, so we did goal setting, treatment plan and all that, so I like hearing the cases.
Okay, wonderful. Then you are welcome to stay with us, and as soon as when they come back, we'll go forward. All right, very good. All right. Accept your invitation.
Oh my goodness.
See the invitation?
Yes, I was trying to accept it, but I don't know what just happened.
All right, Ms. Wilson, can you send her the invitation again?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
House indoors case is still, but I need to make a call real quick. Can you mute me for a second? All right, yes. All right, Mr. Reed, I am ready. I need, if you are in my courtroom, please turn on your camera. If you're not, I don't see you. I'm gonna just keep moving. Please turn on your camera. Miss Milton, are you ready to proceed? Attorney Alcindor?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, wonderful. Is the attorney still on? There's somebody that needs to mute themselves.
Yeah.
All right, somebody needs to mute themselves. All right, let's do Miss Milton. I am ready on case number Z808-1261. Miss Milton, state your full name for me.
Yes, my name is Toya Anise Ita Milton.
All right, thank you and good morning to you.
Good
And
morning.
then-
I just wanted to apologize for earlier. At the time when you were telling me to take myself off mute, I had an incoming call which actually muted myself and I was trying to press unmute. So I didn't want you to think I was being unruly or had a disruptive attitude. I just wasn't able to get to the phone as prompt as you would like for me to. So I apologize.
Well, I would have waited for you as I've done for others on this morning. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's the way that you say it. And so you're making a critical step on today by coming into our program. I want to make sure that you're doing it with a clear mind and that you're doing it absent any frustration, because this is a commitment that you're going to make on today. It's
Yes,
a
ma'am.
commitment and it's a minimum of 12 months. I see that your order says 18 months. And so I want to make sure you're doing it without distraction, without frustration. And so that's why I said, you know what? I'm just going to wait and come back to you because I want you to do it with a clear mind, because it is a commitment and it's work and it's lots of work, but it's good work. And so I hope that you are still committed to coming into the program and working it. Are you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, wonderful. All right, let me hear from the attorney. Let me have you place your appearance on the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ayana Alcindor, P79118, appearing on behalf of Ms. Milton.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Milton, I am going to have you tune in. I want you to hear what Mr. Yancey is going to present to the court with respect to your entry into our specialty court. Mr. Yancey, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. So before the court today, we do have Ms. Toya Milton. She's a 36-year-old mother of one dependent, and she's here on a conviction of OWI. She reports that she is a resident of the city of Detroit at this time. She reports that she's a high school graduate and that she has had some college. She reports that she is employed full-time or working full-time hours Monday through Friday, and then part-time hours on the weekends. She reports that she's in good mental and physical health. She denies the need for any kind of medication at this time, Your Honor. And I believe at this time her license is currently suspended. She has not completed any of the assessment tools through this court at this time, Your Honor. She reports that her main support system through this journey will probably be her mother and her brother. So that's all we have for Ms. Milton as of this time. We just got the assessment. Well, I just got the referral Friday, so I haven't had much time to have a lot of contact with Ms. Milton, but this is where we are right now.
All right, who referred Ms. Milton?
Judge Wagner, Your Honor.
All right, Judge Wagner, and you do have that on the order. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I appreciate that. And then if you could put in the chat what the DOC is. I don't want to put that on. We're streaming live. So if you could put that in the chat for me, that would be great. All right. And so, Mr. Yancey, when you say no assessments, I think you told me the PSI hasn't been done either.
No, Your Honor, he just sent it
All right.
over.
All right, so we need to get the PSI completed. We also need to get the clinical assessment and treatment plan. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. And we'll work on getting those things all done on short order. All right, Mr. Reed, Attorney Reed, did you go in? No, Miss Attorney Alcindor, you were in the breakout room with your client. What would you like me to know about your client?
Yes, Your Honor. I have been working with Ms. Milton for a few months now in Judge Wagner's court. She's always been respectful and eager to address these criminal issues that she does have. And I apologize for her tone earlier. That's not characteristic of her. She is enthusiastic to be a part of this drug treatment program. She is currently employed. She has stopped the use of all substances. And I'd also like to add myself to her treatment team. If she ever needs anything, I'm here and willing to help her in any way that I can. I have reviewed the contract with her, the potential consequences if she's not successful in the program, and she has signed both, and we've sent them over to the court.
All right, very good. And so, counsel, I want to make sure she understands that the information that you've shared with her, that it is going to become my order, my court order. Okay, all right, very good. And so, thank you so much for that presentation of your client. Ms. Milton, you've heard what Mr. Yancey, as well as your attorney, has indicated or stated about you on the record. Is there anything additional that you'd like me to know about you?
Yes, I just want to let you know I'm a hardworking individual, and I do know that alcohol has become a problem to me. I just had my first child at 35, and this whole process is very overwhelming for me, but I am committed to it, and I am ready to maintain the course. I'm very emotional about everything because this is new for me. I am a professional, so you know, sometimes people think, oh, it won't happen to you, but it did, and it does, and it is. And I'm just willing to take the steps moving forward so that I can put this behind me.
Well, let me say this to you, Ms. Milton. You have made a huge, huge first step, and it's probably one of the most important steps that you will make in this journey is that you have admitted that you have an issue with alcohol. And it sounds like you've come to grips with the fact that alcohol, you're not getting the outcomes that you thought you would get, right?
Correct.
And the outcomes that you deserve. You seem to be a very nice woman. You are the mother. How old is your child?
He's 18 months. I had him in 2020.
He is a new baby. Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
Yeah, and the pandemic.
So yeah. And a pandemic baby. So he likes quiet, not a lot of people, wants somebody in his face all the time. Ooh,
correct.
I'm so
That's
glad.
why I had to
Yes,
jump off
ma'am.
camera a few times. I had to tend to him, so I had to jump off camera. It was kind of so that's what was going on. That's why I wasn't on camera.
Yes. I get it now. I get it now. And so I appreciate that you understand that alcohol is an issue, because that means that you're going to roll up your sleeves and work the program.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and you're going to work it. And so I'm excited about you coming into the program. I heard you say you had your first baby at 35. There is life after a baby at 35. I have at least 2 girlfriends that had one had her last baby at 41. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, at 41. And then one had her first baby at, I think she was 42.
Okay.
And I will tell you that one is doing well. He's in elementary school. No, he's in high school. And then he's a freshman in high school. And then one is her first year in college. And so make sure you have a good group of girlfriends, some veterans. You know, I was the veteran in the group that can help you, and, you know, make sure you don't go to the emergency room for everything and to the doctor for everything.
Correct.
You know, make sure you have some veterans in your circle that can help you out. Okay.
Yes.
And it gets better. It will get better. I promise you it will get better.
All right.
I saw it get better for them. I thought they were absolutely out of their minds having babies over at the age of 40, but it has worked out. I'm telling you, it has worked out. And part of it was they had some veteran mamas in the circle that would say, give me that child and let me do this for the day or for the weekend or whatever, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. Very good. Look, I'm excited about you coming. Do you have any questions for us today?
No, not at the time. My attorney has been, very progressive in helping me without everything and the everything. Also with Mr. Yancey, he's let me know the 5 phases, what needs to be accomplished. I signed the contract today, so I'm very aware of on the financial end. So yes, I don't have any questions at the time.
All right. So this is what will happen. You will be assigned a case manager, Mr. Yancey, I'm certain. And that case manager will be available to you to answer any questions that you have. I already have some questions about the summary statement that I mentioned earlier, Attorney Alcindor. I have some questions because there are some other things that are outstanding on here. But as long as you work the program, we are going to work with you and for you, okay? I know it says you owe 2,000 something, but that's not going to be the case. We don't double dip in specialty court. We try to work things out and come up with something because we don't want you sweating money while we're trying to get you to get in recovery and to address the issues that you may have. Money causes problems, right? And so, yes, so we're going to work on that piece of it. I saw Mr. Griffin already shaking his head that, no, Judge, it's not right. We're going to work that out, right? Right, Mr. Griffin, we're going to work it out?
Yeah, because it was a previous probation case that she didn't complete. So that's how it's from 2012. So those was the cost from the probation case. So this case, that old case got to be combined with the new case now. So it's
and
two
we're going to
different.
have one set of costs,
It'll be one
okay?
set of costs, right.
All right, so this is what I need you all to do. So we're going to place both the new case, the current case, as well as the old case on the specialty court order. Is that what you're indicating, Mr. Griffin?
Yes, Your Honor. Yeah. It's 2 cases. They both was with Judge Wagner. So they both need to be added to your docket. That's where we read it from the RA. But she was on regular probation in 2012 and she didn't complete it.
All right. So this is what I'm going to do. You said she did not complete it. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor. Okay,
very good. I just wanted to make sure I was hearing you right. So this is what I'm going to do on today. I'm adding case number Z800982 to the treatment court order. And then what I'm going to have you do, Ms. Mack, is we're going to zero out that $1,430. And then we are going to put in, we're going to put in the new order for the specialty court order. I'll give that to you. I'm going to sign off on it and give you the new fines and costs, okay? All right. And so that means we've already reduced your bill by $1,430. So, but we still have to add the new order to this. And then you still have, it looks like 2 or 3 outstanding matters, counsel, that I don't know if they're in warrant status. Did we already address that? I don't think we did. Are those remaining matters in warrant status? Because if they are, I want to get that.
I don't think they were.
You don't think they are? Can I get ROAs for those 3? Do you need your list back?
Yeah, they're in pending status.
Yeah.
They're in pending status.
They're pending?
Yes.
All right. And do you know who they're pending in front of?
Let me check.
They are Judge Wagner?
Judge Wagner.
All right. And so she hasn't pled on those or anything?
No, Your Honor. I believe she has the March court date on those tickets.
It's February the 15th,
right.
2022, Your Honor, or Judge Wagner. One
All
is a
right.
civil
And so this
infraction, and one is a misdemeanor.
Okay, I have 3 matters on here. Let me see what Ms. Mack pulls up. Because counsel, would you have any objection to bringing those matters over to, so she can only see one judge. And then I don't know if you'll be coming every 2 weeks, or our attorneys that are assigned to specialty court can work with the prosecutor to see what we can do about those cases.
I have no objection, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Let me just look and see. And you said they're pending. Were they scheduled for pretrial or something?
Let me check.
The hearing, because it's a civil infraction.
Okay, scheduled for hearing.
That one is.
All right, thank you.
The other one. This is not scheduled for anything.
Oh, those were her other ones? I'm sorry. I didn't look at them. You had them up here?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I just gave those to you.
Okay. All right. So let me just take a look at, so this one right here is going to be.
Oh, wait, there's one other one out here. It's other OWI.
The one that's on my doc. You gave me the old one, the 2012 one. So this is the one. I'm gonna write that up. Just bear with me for a second, everybody. I'm gonna say zero out balance. All right,
And
so
here's the last one. That's everything that she has any
All
money
right.
attached to.
very good. This is the one I'm zeroing out and adding to drug treatment court. And then we have one that took place. Give me 1 second. Let me just see. It says that it's disposed of. Did you? Here. What's this charge? Oh, this is the one. This is the one that's in drug treatment court. Let me just make sure I'm not mixing anything up. Yep. So that's good. And then we have this one, the 9/8. Yes, so this is one that she's already pled to, but she owes money. She still owes money.
Is that the no registration?
That's the failure to display a valid operator's license. And so it looks like you just mailed some money on that one, 284. Oh, no. Nope, you still owe money on that one. And then there's this 207069813. This one is already closed, but she has a reinstatement fee on that one. It looks
Correct.
like it.
Correct. Count 1 and 3 are reinstatement fees. Count 2.
Okay, so that I have 1 and 1 and 3. That first one, I didn't get an ROA on that.
Oh, I did.
SP 122-71781.
Yeah, I did it for you. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
And then count 2 is the one that's the failure to display. It has late fee stuff on it. Yeah. Count 1. So you got count 1, 2, and 3 for this one?
Let me just see. Yes, I do.
Okay. So count 2 is a balance.
Yes, of 384. Count 1 has been closed, but it looks like there's a reinstatement fee on that one.
Correct.
And count 3 looks like there's a reinstatement fee on that one.
Correct.
And then I have this last matter that is pending. That's the civil infraction. But what's count 1 on that SP 122-7178? Count 1.
Say again, Judge.
SP 122-71781.
I didn't give you that one.
I have it.
Oh, you do?
No. I have 2. I need 1. I don't have 1.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Thank you. All right, and so for count one, that one is also scheduled for a hearing in February. And so we have a little bit of time before the February hearing, Council Alcindor. And so I wanted to make sure she's not in warrant status on anything. She's not. The pending matters that are before Judge Wagner, where she owes a balance, she won't be able to complete our program without it. But what I'd like to do is have you can approach the prosecuting attorneys and find out if we can work some deals, or if you're not going to be coming back and she'll be with our regularly assigned attorneys, they'll be able to do it. The biggest part I wanted to do was to make sure that the other OWI, it is now, that balance has been zeroed out. It's now added to the specialty court order, and she's going to have one set of fines and costs related to both of the OWVIs, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, very good. There's only one thing that I am going to change, Mr. Yancey, because she had not paid. I have to change. Her bill is going to increase by $200 because the fine is going to be $400. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so that is going to give her a total of $11.55, but that's for two drinking and driving related offenses. So that's still pretty good.
Yes.
All right. And then Miss Mac will put these numbers in the system and we'll be just fine. All right, thank you all for indulging me just for a moment. I wanted to make sure that we were in good shape. All right, so Ms. Milton, with all of that, do you have any questions for me today?
I guess my only question would be this. I know that my driver's license is suspended, and I was told that, if I have some form of good completion throughout these phases, that there'll be a possibility of me receiving a restricted license. When I spoke with Attorney Reed before my attorney came on, he was telling me that it's been pretty much like a 10-year gap. And I didn't know if that was possible for me to be able to have a restricted license, because if I do, it would save me a lot of time for when I do my drug screenings, community service, and everything else. And my son also goes to daycare on some days.
All right.
So I didn't know if that's what I guess that was all I had.
Thank you for asking. Nope, thank you for asking. But here's what I'll say. The restricted license is a recommendation that this court makes to the Secretary of State. And that is done when there's some things that you need to get done, like your fines and costs have to be paid in full. In addition, you have to have shown that you are committed to working the program, because I take a huge step when I say to the Secretary of State that someone who requires a restricted license, that I'm recommending that they get a restricted license. And so I don't do that coming, the beginning of the program. So what I'll have you do is make sure, Mr. Yancey, make a note of it, that she needs the restricted license. And so make a note of it. But there are some things you need to clean up here. You have an outstanding ticket that you owe a balance on, and now you have a balance with respect to your specialty court. And so those are things that you need to clean up while we work with you. And usually I have the person with me a good 90 days to 4 months. I may submit them a little bit early just because the Secretary of State, with us being in a pandemic, can run a little bit slower. But there are some things that you have to do on the front end in order to even be considered for the restricted license, okay?
Understood.
Good question, though. Good question. All right, very good. All right, if nothing else, I welcome you to our specialty court. I've signed what has now become my order. I look forward to working with you. Mr. Yancey will get all of those assessments completed. Let's get them done so we can make sure that Ms. Milton is on the right track. And if there are no other questions, Mr. Yancey, I don't know if I asked you, so just to make sure the record is clear, did you take the time to determine whether or not Ms. Milton, if she is or if she's ever been a violent offender, and whether or not she is a substantial threat to the public?
Yeah, I did take the time, to my knowledge, and looking at all the paperwork and liens, She's not any threat to the general public.
And she's never been a violent
Oh,
offender.
and she's never been a violent offender, Your Honor.
All right, very good. And then for you, Attorney Alcindor, did you take the time to determine that your client is eligible to participate in specialty court pursuant to Michigan law?
Okay.
Counsel Alcindor? Oh. Counsel Alcindor?
Okay, I appreciate it.
Alcindor? Attorney Alcindor?
He's on mute.
She goes.
Attorney Alcindor? Can you hear me?
Were you talking to me, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, I can hear you now.
Okay. All right. I am asking, did you take the time to determine that your client is eligible to participate in specialty court pursuant to Michigan law?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. I've already received Ms. Milton's commitment to work the program. Welcome to our specialty court. I am going to see you again, Mr. Yancey. When's the next day?
Your Honor, we can see Ms. Milton on December 23rd. I'd have to check with the probation department to see if they can actually do the pre or the assessment that fast, though.
All right, let's check with them and ask them, let them know what the charge is, and then I'd like to have that assessment done. But we'll see her back on December 23rd at 8:30 a.m. by way of Zoom. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. You all enjoy the rest of your day. Glad you're with us. Look forward to working with you. Okay, Ms. Milton?
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate your time.
All right. All right. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go back to Devin Allen, and then I'll be ready to call what I think is the remainder of the docket. I think. All right. Let's go to Miss Allen. All right. Ms. Allen, you've had an opportunity to speak with the defense counsel. We've got some
Yes, ma'am.
issues. Who wants to address the court first? Mr. Fikens?
Yes, Judge, if it's okay, I would like to address the court because, Miss Allen, first I
I
apologize.
can barely hear you though, Mr. Fikens.
First, I have to
And
apologize.
Miss Allen, I'm gonna mute you. You got a lot of crunching and everything going on over there, ma'am. All right, I'm gonna mute you. All right, Mr. Fikens.
Thank you. I first want to apologize to Miss Allen. I've been botching her name all morning. I represent Devin Allen. I'll get the name right eventually. Judge, she certainly is a pleasant, beautiful lady. She with a lot of concerns, a lot of problems. This isn't a great time of year for her. The incident that brings her here happened around now. She lost her parents around now in different years. So it's a little depressing year for time of year, and it's been a depressing year for her as well. We talked about specialty courts, Judge, because I can see that right now the probation road is not necessarily the best avenue for her. She has she's doing the best she can, but she had COVID, lost her job, has been living in the car, not right now, but has been out on her own for a while. And certainly she wants to do better. She has this desire to do better. Some things play on her at times. And I think she's trying to set up on her own, I believe, or maybe through probation to get some health services. So all in all, she's just a lovely person with some problems, and she wants to work on them though. She knows that we talked a lot about falling down and getting back up, and how this court can meet those needs, and how honesty can play out. And she certainly seemed to be receptive to all those ideas, thinking that perhaps, you know, she's torn between wanting to get this behind her, never think about it again, as opposed to, on the other hand, it's trying to be a better person. And we talked about providence as well, that some things happen for a reason, and maybe it's the right thing that she should be here today. So with all those things, Judge, I know that's not a well presented statement, but I wanted to bring all those out because she does want to at least understand what we're about. I think some specialty court might be very good for her, and I think she's interested and eager. And I just personally, from a professional standpoint, I just don't see that probation is the right road for her. Not that they're disservicing her, Judge. I just think there are other things going on in her life, Miss Allen's life, that needs and could profit from being in one of our specialty courts. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Fikens. And so it's your recommendation that she be screened for one of our specialty courts?
Yes, Your Honor, that's my recommendation.
All right, and Miss Allen, you are willing to participate in one of our specialty courts?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Fikens, which one would you recommend
Well, I'd like her
that
to
she be screened for?
I'd like her to be screened for both drug court and mental health services. However, mental health court, however that would work out, Judge. And I'm hesitating only because I don't know how that would operate as to whether or not she could interview both or one, or I just don't know at this point. I just don't have enough information.
Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Fikens. Does your client have a driver's license?
I don't believe she does.
No, I don't. No, ma'am.
Okay. Is it revoked, suspended? What is it?
Suspended.
It's suspended. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Griffin, we're going to do one other thing. I'm going to have you go in the breakout room and determine, talk with Miss Allen and see which one you're recommending, because I want to get her in the right place. I'm not interested in punishing her for a violation if she needs help. Okay, I'd rather help her, but I want to make sure I get her the right help.
Correct.
And so, Mr. Griffin, if you could just do that quickly, we won't take a long time. And then depending on what your recommendation is, we'll get her set up to get assessed. All right, Miss Allen, what are those tears for? It's been a long road, it's been hard.
Yes, it has, yes.
All right, do you want some help, Miss Allen?
Yes, because as I told Mr. Fikens, this is not the best time of the year for me, and I have been contemplating suicide. I have.
Well, now, Miss Allen, you if you are contemplating suicide, we've got to get you some help right away. We have. Mr. Griffin, are you saying something to me? I need her to go in the breakout room because we need to do some crisis intervention. And I don't know if you need to free. I'm sorry, Ms. Allen, I didn't mean to cut you off. What are you saying to me?
I have an appointment in Dearborn for mental health on the 20th. So I do plan to attend that.
All right. But so I'm hearing mental health.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, Mr. Griffin, I think I'm going to have her screened by mental health.
Do you want me to get Mr. George, Mr. Curtis, or I'll get one of them. I'll tell Mr. Morgan to have them to log in.
And I need them to log in.
No, okay.
So.
Okay.
Those are all her cases, Judge. Those are
Okay.
all everything that's in her name.
She has a number. Okay. Yes. All right. She has, looks like 2 other cases with our court. Yeah. All right. Thank you. And so, Miss Kevin, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have her screened for our mental health court.
Okay.
And I will make sure that we close the circle back with you once that determination is made, okay? She has indicated to me that she's had some suicidal thoughts, and so I have to make sure there are some things that we must do immediately because she has indicated that. So I'm not gonna tie you up. We will circle back to you, but I am going to have her screened for mental health court.
Okay.
All right? Thank you, and you were very thorough, and I'm glad you're here at 36th District Court. I look forward to working with you. All right, take care. All right, Mr. Griffin.
They're logging on, Mr. Curtis is logging on now, Your Honor.
All right, very good.
Yeah, he about to come on right now and screen her, so if they can go into a breakout room.
All right. Mr. Griffin, I would like, well, I already said it on the live stream. Good morning, Mr. Curtis. Thank you for logging in.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Curtis, we have Ms. Devin Allen, who is on this morning. She was on regular probation for drinking and driving related offense. I would like to have her screened for the specialty court that you serve in. I will tell you that she has stated, I will chat you. And then I need you to specifically address this issue. And let me do that real quick.
Okay.
All right, I just sent it to you. And so I need you to address that issue and let's get her screened and talk to her. I'd like to see her, I know we need to do some crisis intervention, but I'd like to see her come into our specialty court, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Curtis. Ms. Allen, you're going to get an invitation to go to a breakout room along with Mr. Curtis. Mr. Curtis works with one of our specialty courts. He's a really, really nice man. And so I want you to work with him. I need you to be very, very honest with him. Ms. Allen, I saw you with your tears. I can't help you if you're not honest with me, okay? And I get frustrated when I can't help people because that's what we're here for. We're here to help people. So I need you to be brutally honest with Mr. Curtis. And Mr. Curtis, if there are some things that you need to share with me that we don't want to put on live streaming, for YouTube, then by all means, you can text me. We can go, I can join you in the breakout room, whatever I need to do, okay?
Okay, yes, Your Honor. Yeah.
All right,
Judge,
very good.
If I might say, Miss Allen was extremely honest with me about her history and her background, and I know she needs the help, and I know she wants the help. And all I can say, Miss Allen, hang in there, as we talked about together. Okay, hang in there, and it's about getting back up. Okay, I know it's a hard time for you. I know it's a terribly hard time for you with all that you told me about, but hang in there because you can get through this. I know you can.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Ms. Allen, look on your device and see if you have an invitation to a breakout room. I need you to accept it.
I needed to be reassigned because I was trying to, as well as y'all was talking. So it's no longer
Ms.
there.
Wilson, can you do it again? Mr. Griffin, I have some cases I need to call and make sure I get some dates. I don't know if they're yours, but I have a few. Oh, Mr. Yancey's on. All right. Did you get it?
No.
Ms. Wilson, let's try it again. She said she didn't get it.
I have it now. Yes.
All right, wonderful.
Joining now.
Thank you, Ms. All right, wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Fikens. I appreciate you. All right, I have a couple of cases that I need to call that are on the docket, and I'm ready to do that at this time. I have for Aaron Adams, I'm on 830. Aaron Adams, Z808-1351, on for a review today for OWVI. Where is Mr. Adams?
Your Honor,
Does anybody know who that is?
Your Honor, if I may, he was on the docket for intake on today. Is it possible to get an adjournment? Probation asked me if I would request an adjournment so that they could get their portion completed for December 23rd, 2021 at 8:30 a.m.
All right, this is an OWVI. Is he on an alcohol monitor or is he testing?
Yes, Your Honor, he's been assigned to testing at Jennings.
How often is he testing?
Well, I put in one for 2 times per week. He hadn't had the initial part done, so probation is actually, they assigned him over to ATS. So there's a conflict there that we're trying to resolve with them doing their portion and then me doing mine. So that's why they wanted to get it adjourned.
All right, so here's what I don't want to happen, Miss Robs. He has an OWVI. We're in the midst of a holiday. I don't want to see the back and forth and then he falls through the cracks and then, you know, we create a huge issue for ourselves. So I'm willing to adjourn it to December 23rd as long as he is testing and we're getting those results a minimum of 2 times weekly, random, a minimum of 2 times, and we're getting those results. Because that'll give us just about a week, right? I think you said the 23rd is next week?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's next week. All right, so we can do that. And then of course, if there's a problem, we'll bring him in earlier. But a minimum of 2 times per week.
Yes.
And I'll adjourn him. I'm granting your request. He's adjourned to December 23rd, 2021 at 8:30 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, very good. I have a Janelle Bass. U450-51318. Does anyone know who that is? Ms. Mack, can you look that up and see if it was just a pay or what that's for? It says review.
It's closed. It was dismissed. It was she went under Judge Ford.
Judge, I'm sorry?
Judge Ford.
Okay, very good. That case has already been dismissed, should not have been on my docket. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to the second page. I have for Artie Adam, this is an adjourn to pay, so I need you to look this one up for me as well. SP 118-60681.
It has not been paid, Judge.
All right, then I am going to do a capias. He was supposed to be here. If he didn't get it paid, capias, and just reinstitute the original charge. If it's an amended charge, go back to the original charge and he will be placed in capias status. I'm sorry.
Personal bond.
How much does he owe?
$245.
The bond will be set at $245 cash. All right. I have for Tina Nolan, 200-612-9102. Ms. Ross, I've talked with you yesterday about Ms. Nolan, who is not able to be, she's quarantined right now. She is still in inpatient treatment, and I agreed to adjourn her matter. Please give me that adjourn date.
Your Honor, for next week, which will be December 23rd, 2021 at 8:30 a.m.
All right, very good. Thank you. And then I have for Malaysia Macklin. Should Ms. Macklin be on today?
She shouldn't be. No, Your Honor. We just saw her last week.
I thought I just saw her, but I did have a return to court for December. That's what I wrote in here. December 23rd, 2021 at 10:30. It should be a face-to-face.
Yes.
And so, yes, give me her return to court date, please. No, I'm sorry. Today, not the 23rd. I'm moving too fast. She should not be on my docket for today. She should be on for the 23rd. You're right, Mr. Yancey.
At what time?
At 10:30 a.m.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
And that was case number 2100084. Thank you. I have for Mr. Keith Paul, I have the following matters. I have case numbers SP 103-00531, U452-59218, Case number 195230301, and case number SP 105079111 for Keith Paul.
Yes, Your Honor, he was a face-to-face. His return to court date will be January 4th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m.
All right, very good. And Mr. Paul is in compliance at Lake Ridge, doing what he's supposed to be doing?
Yes, he is, Your Honor, in full compliance.
All right, I love it. Very good. All right, the last matter other than Miss Allen I have is for Sharice Bavel, case number 20L03079FD.
Yes, Your Honor, we had a face-to-face with Ms. Bevell. She's going to be coming back to court on January 6th, Your Honor, at 8:30.
All right, very good. And Ms. Bevell is in compliance?
She is, Your Honor.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, other than Ms. Allen, those are all of the matters that I have on my docket. Did Attorney Kuja, did you check in with the case? I didn't see you anymore.
I did, Judge. Sorry, I tried. I called your courtroom. We had a notice to appear for my client who's on. His name is Haidar Al Haidari, and it's the notice says for today, but they told me that for some reason it was moved to December 22nd, and I'm trying to see if we can adjourn it because I'm out of town next week. But
So you need to
our
call
notice
the
says
court
today.
clerk. Okay.
They
why don't
told
you
me to
call
ask the
court
judge.
clerk? Right, but do you have the information on him? You didn't call my clerk then, 965-2280.
That's
You
who I
didn't talk to
called.
my clerk.
Okay, somebody else answered when I called. Okay, I'll call her right now though.
All right, 965-2280.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Hold on one second. Yes. Oh, okay, go ahead.
The
Caller?
other attorneys that's on there, this person is scheduled for today, for in person, and they did not show.
Okay. Right, I did that one. I adjourned it to December 23rd.
Oh, okay, I must have missed that one.
Because there's some things that probation needs to do.
Oh, I got him on the top, okay, never mind.
Okay, that's okay. I want to keep this though, this write-up you have.
Yeah, they sent that to me, the, substance abuse evaluation, yeah, they sent that to me, so.
Okay, thank you. I need this.
Okay, let me see what he wants.
And then that's gonna be,
What day you want to give this attorney for this adjournment, Judge?
what is he scheduled for? I don't know what he was scheduled for.
Scheduled for, yeah, he's scheduled for a show cause on the 22nd.
Oh, I'm not adjourning a show cause. I mean, show cause is because you didn't show up.
Exactly.
So I can put it on the 21st or the 17th, Friday. Any day before the 22nd, but I'm not going past the 22nd.
To the 17th of this Friday or the 21st. Well, she said she's not gonna go past the 27th.
He's already a show cause, no.
But not after the 22nd. Okay, so you're leaving the 17th, can you do the 16th?
Yeah.
Can you do the 16th, Judge?
Yeah, sure. Any day before the 20th.
It says 9:30, 16th at 9:30. Okay, I'll put that in right now. Are you welcome?
Yes. All right. So this is what I'm going to do, Mr. Reed, Mr. Vikings, because you all, we have a mental health court assigned team. I am going to bring Miss Allen back on tomorrow. So we'll put Devin Allen on the docket for tomorrow, and she'll come on with the mental health court team. But they're already with her, screening her. I don't see a reason to keep you all around much longer. And so I'll have you do that, okay?
Thank you, Judge. I think
Yes,
that's
Judge.
All right.
Uh,
And I
Judge,
think you all are done with me for the day. We have mental health court staffing, but you all are done.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, can we request the dockets for Thursday and Friday? We don't know what's on the docket.
Absolutely. Can we get them dockets for Thursday and Friday? I need Wednesday's docket. They jumping all ahead, but
They got Wednesday, okay.
no, they don't do Wednesday. It's Barton and Griffin, Attorney Griffin on Wednesdays.
I miss you on Wednesday, Judge. I miss you.
Yes, sure you do. Well, come on and zoom in.
I won't be here, but I'll miss you. I won't be in court, but I'll miss you, Judge. I won't be in court.
You called them out.
Nobody but
Judge.
Mr. Reed. Nobody but Mr. Reed, right?
Yes, Judge. Whatever you say, Judge.
All right, I think we are all set. I'm going to go into Miss Wilson, if you could place me in that breakout room with Mr. Curtis. Just very quickly, I want to go in and let him know what's going on. And then the rest of you, you are free to leave. Thank you all for a job well done.
Thank you.
Mr. Biden,
Yes.
I'm gonna send you the dockets for Thursday and Friday. You can forward to Mr. Reed for me.
I sure will. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.